Shut down to ship traffic once again due to a blockade. Now Iran-backed Houthi rebels are threatening to block ships in the Red Sea. ABC's Martha Raddatz is in Amman, Jordan.
With traffic in the Strait of Hormuz already slowing to a crawl, cutting off the Red Sea could cause oil prices to spike even further. And gas prices now more than $4 a gallon as well. This as overnight, the U.S. launching the 10th straight night of strikes on Iran, while Iran launches strikes far beyond its borders.
The suspect in yesterday's attack outside Manhattan's Federal Plaza charged today with arson at a hearing. Defendant Andrew Arabaka, the 43-year-old, did not enter a plea. Volatile storms are moving along the East Coast with the threat of tornadoes stretching from New Jersey to New England. Nationwide, more than 2,200 flights have been canceled today due to storms. This is ABC News. A group of 24 survivors of the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein and convicted sex trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell are urging key Republican Senators Tom Tillis and John Cornyn not to confirm Todd Blanche for Attorney General.
Tillis last week had required Blanche to meet with Epstein's victims to secure his vote to move his nomination forward. But after that meeting took place, a group of 24 survivors said that Blanche deflected responsibility, interrupted, and gaslit the woman. They called the meeting a, quote, box-checking exercise arranged only after his confirmation was put at risk. Blanche requires the votes of both Tillis and Cornyn for his nomination to survive. Peter Haralambous, ABC News.
David Burke, the singer known as David, is in a Los Angeles courtroom this afternoon for the start of his preliminary hearing in the murder of a 15-year-old after she allegedly threatened to expose their alleged sexual relationship. Celeste Rivas Hernandez's body was found badly decomposed in the trunk of the singer's car last year. He has pleaded not guilty to all charges. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
At 3:02, Operation Red Card sends off more than a dozen bad guys during World Cup. More on that story coming up, but first here's Nate with real-time traffic.
All right, Tim, typical mid-afternoon backups across the region. Everett to Marysville taking you 15 minutes. It's crowded between the Boeing Freeway and 529 heading into Marysville. Seattle to Everett, 40 minutes. Once you cross the Ship Canal Bridge, as you're looking at scattered slowing between Shoreline and, again, north of that Linwood interchange. Bellevue to Everett, 1 hour. You're crowded from Bellevue into Bothell. Linwood into Seattle, into downtown Seattle, closing in on a half-hour trip. You're all cleared to get to Lake City Way, and then from there, it's building volumes all the way down to I-90. North 5, we're packed from the Michigan Curve to the Ship Canal Bridge. You got about a mile clearing there in the heart of downtown, about 25 minutes to get through this. On the east side, South 405 slows from Southeast 8th down to the Renton Landing, and it's pretty thick to get through Factoria, about 25 minutes between Bellevue and South Center, and South 5 heading through South Center slows at about MLK Junior Way down to 516. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon at 3:03. I'm Tim Hull. Here's what's happening. We're learning today about a previously quiet World Cup safety operation in Seattle called Operation Red Card. Over 5 weeks before and during World Cup, a joint team of local, state, and federal officers quietly targeted the city's most violent offenders. 17 suspects arrested, 12 guns seized, and 2.7 million lethal doses of fentanyl were recovered. This is Chief Kelly Park with the King County Sheriff's Office.
We focused on suspects we believe to be the most violent offenders. This was critical in our mission to get them and their weapons off the streets.
The team says the operation was designed to keep FIFA fans safe, and they say the coordinated effort will continue. This just in, a fast-moving wildfire north of Tyler, about 25 miles southwest of Spokane, has triggered new Level 3 go-now evacuations. We'll bring you new information as we get it. This shows how wildfire danger is growing thanks to hot and windy weather. The state's largest wildfires, the Kaiser Canyon Fire in Okanagan County, 60,000 acres and growing. The nearby Modrite Fire is also growing rapidly, sending smoke into Spokane and much of eastern Washington. Lightning from recent thunderstorms has sparked 6 new fires in the North Cascades. Crews there are using aircraft and firefighters to keep the remote blazes small. 2 firefighters battling the Lions Ferry fire in southeast Washington are recovering from minor injuries. Fire officials say 1 firefighter suffered heat exhaustion and another sustained minor burns. both at home after being treated at the hospital. That lightning-caused fire in Whitman County has burned more than 25,000 acres. Hot weather means air quality issues in some parts of western Washington. Here's KIRO 7 meteorologist Nick Allard.
I'm seeing moderate readings around the Whatcom and Skagit County area where we do have those air quality alerts, and now a handful more in the unhealthy for sensitive group range in Whatcom County. Most areas across the Puget Sound either good to moderate, more moderate than anything else.
Air quality should improve somewhat by tomorrow evening as cooler air moves in. You can help keep your house cool by not using some appliances during the middle of the day.
The biggest heat-producing culprits or appliances in our homes are our oven and stovetop, our clothes dryer, and our dishwasher.
We talk with KIRO 7. It's also a good idea to close blinds or curtains before the sun hits your windows. Tukwila City Council has outlawed camping on city property in order to stop homeless encampments. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports violators face jail time and a $1,000 fine.
Public comment was split, just like City Council's final 4-3 vote. Plenty of residents for.
A homeless person living in a tent is just trying to survive.
And plenty against.
There can sometimes be large groups of 15 to 20 people actively using drugs.
The law makes it illegal to camp on city property like parks and sidewalks, making it a misdemeanor. Police say they'll offer shelter referrals before enforcing the law. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
And here's your Tuesday Jimothy update. The National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum will produce limited edition bobbleheads of Jimothy, the famous Ballard raccoon. They'll go for $30 and ship out in December. At 3:06, your forecast, partly cloudy overnight with a low of 65, then partly sunny and hot again on Wednesday. 93 tomorrow with that heat advisory in effect until 11 tomorrow night. Maybe a few clouds and a passing shower Thursday. Morning clouds and afternoon sun on Friday. 78 for the high. It's 88 right now in Seattle. I'm Tim Hole, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Oh, right into it. Nothing fancy, huh? I want to stress you out there, and
we got someone waiting on the line.
All right. Oh, that's right. By the way, we have not been able to get video, right? Hang on. Diving in the news. All right, here we go. Joe, you ready? Wrong here?
Ready.
Where are you on the 1 to 10 sick of Jimothy?
11.
All right, that's a shame. Hang on.
Seattle's most talked about new celebrity made a surprise appearance at the Mariners game. Jimothy the raccoon took part in the salmon race and won.
In an alley tucked behind trash cans.
Fixed. How to be fixed.
And Jimothy the raccoon is hard to spot, but around the world, he's hard to miss.
I thought he was a cat, actually, at first, and that's why I was recording, because I just love cats. He had come out from under a car, and I wanted to see what the cat looked like, and then I realized that wasn't the shape of a cat.
Jimothy felt like a fitting name, she says. From the Mariners tipping their cap to the University of Washington jokingly awarding him a degree, everyone seems to be jumping aboard the Jimothy train.
Yes, that is for sure. I found a post on Facebook from a Dr. Karen Seward, who has included Jimothy into her therapy. Can she hear me? Dr. Karen Seward, thank you for coming on.
Oh, so good to be here, John. I'm very happy to talk about why Jimothy is not just getting awards and things like that, but he is actually helping people heal.
Helping them heal. How is that, doctor, that the raccoon is doing that?
So I think, John, we all know that everyone inside is crippled, right? The raccoon is crippled, Jimothy. I mean, but he doesn't know he's crippled. He doesn't know he's gay. He doesn't know certain things. And you ask, oh, why do you say he's gay? I say, well, he's way too cute not to be gay, right? And also, the Jimothy, what a name. I mean, why not name him a little more boy-like, Jim Tim or Tim Jim or something like that. So we all have this feeling in us that we are not quite enough, and that if we can be perfect, everyone then will give us college degree, Mariners game, bobblehead, all of this. But in fact, it is Jimothy who is imperfect, that is getting the attention. So we should just be ourselves, be a Jimothy for a day or two, and just, I don't mean shorten your back and run around on a fence or under a car necessarily, but I do mean that you could accept the fact that everyone has something, right? I mean, there are people that are rejected by childhood. Some people say were fired unnecessarily, unceremoniously, for nothing. There's people that are doing things that are, maybe ashamed of, but that's okay because you have the potential to be loved.
Your book, Loving Yourself Fully and Quieting the Voices in Your Head That Has Every Reason to Hate You and Probably Does. So in that book, which I pulled up online, it is self-published, so they give you like 6 or 7 pages of it, Doctor. And you talk about the idea that we all sort of self-hate, and then you list like 30 different things that somebody might be able to find about themselves. So you're saying that if we have, all of us have this sort of deformed raccoon in us, and right now the world is open to this raccoon, and we should let the raccoon, the as you say, crippled gay raccoon out?
Well, of course, it is. First of all, people do not realize how transparent they actually are. They don't realize that we can see, for instance, I can see a part of you, John, that is crippled emotionally, of course, but maybe, I don't know you, so maybe not. But that is something we all carry. So we see that Jimothy, tell back the what you call the robe or something.
Yeah.
And then we see, okay, there you are.
Right.
You are not perfect, but look, you are adored and loved. And that is possible for the weakest among us, the most vulnerable among us.
I see.
We can
I see.
see in the Jimothy tell us, yes, go ahead, go ahead and be crippled. Go ahead and be, whatever you are, short spine or short temper or maybe spineless, something like that.
You have you're now doing therapy. It seems like you kind of jumped on the Jimothy bandwagon pretty quickly because I looked online. You have, I guess it's a Jimothy doll that you're asking your patients to pass around in a circle. And there it is right there. To me, it looks like you kind of made it by yourself. This doesn't seem to be it looks like you put a raccoon head on like a doll of some, like a stuffed animal.
Okay, so here we go, John. This is the thing, like you are not clearly embracing the Jimothy feeling because you're judging me and judging the Jimothy doll when in fact it is exactly what the Jimothy is. It is imperfect. It is not a exact replica. It is not a bobblehead that, by the way, will be done in December and ready to go when Jimothy, unfortunately, probably will be dead. So it is something that we had to make on the fly because, as you know, in the pop culture, in your country, everything happens so fast. You have to, what they say, get on shtick, right? So you need to do something like that. And yes, it is the doll is a very Jimothy representative because he is not perfect.
No. Well, it looks like you took the head of a raccoon stuffed animal and stuck it on like a dog and then made a bump or something on its back. But that doesn't matter. As you say, we're embracing the Jimothy in all of us. Have you actually started some sort of therapy with I assume you have patients? And how does that work? If somebody were to come to you, Dr. Karen Seward, and get therapy, how do you incorporate Jimothy into that?
So very easy, and I don't want to give away my business, but I will tell you if you want to try at the workplace or whatever there at your KIRO station, you could do this. What we do is everyone get in a circle.
Okay.
And we, one at a time, they put on the black mask, the raccoon eyes mask.
Right.
And then they you got on one leg, your knee, right? You kneel down. And then you hold the other leg and try to make a spine very short. And then you walk around the room and everyone praise you. oh, you Jimothy or whatever your name is, you know, Joe or the John or whatever.
Yeah.
Look at you. You're beautiful. You're wonderful. You belong on Jumbotron. You belong Bubblehead. And they tell you, no matter how odd and the weirder you can look in the practice, the weirder you can look, the better it is because you feel foolish, but then you are recognized.
Right.
You are loved.
You mentioned, unfortunately, the untimely death that would probably come to this raccoon because, as you pointed out in your thing, that let's be honest, he is a deformed, a small spine, will not be able to outrun predators, probably cannot climb a tree. So it's best that we emotionally start preparing ourselves for the early demise of Jimothy. If he is found torn to pieces or dead from a car running him over, let us all prepare for the death now. Does that seem to be the right sort of state of mind that we should be opening ourselves up and being vulnerable, then at the same time preparing for this thing to be, as you said, smashed to bits by a car tire?
Okay, so here's the thing, John. Yes, we should prepare because we know, like other famous animals, right? I mean, I don't know, like a Jiminy Cricket or anyone that has, been a big famous animal.
Yeah.
You know that eventually, like a child star.
Yeah.
They are very popular, cute, so young and cute and pretty, and then it's the porn and the heroin, and they go away, and we wonder whatever happened to them. So I think I predict one of two things because of the area that you live. I believe Jimothy will either, die from, some kind of crush or somebody take him and steal him, and then he become like a new Bigfoot.
Yeah.
People are always for decades looking for Jimothy because he's like a Bigfoot.
Yeah, okay, he becomes legendary, bigger after life. I get it. So as you, by the way, are having a 3-day course on finding the Jimothy within you. It says on the website, it's a 3-day course. It's $217. And then...
per day.
What?
Per day.
Per day?
Just to get it right. Yes, it's per day. Yes, it is $217 per day.
That you... a black Jimothy mask will be provided for $43.
You got to wear it for 3 days. It's got to be good quality.
Okay, so then the people sign up for 3 days of class, finding your inner Jimothy, allowing it to go, and then come back to all. Each one of us is crippled, and everyone else must see that and embrace that. I don't know who edits your webpage, but you have a number of spelling mistakes in there, but that's not important. I guess the important thing is you get a chance to sort of jump on board the Jimothy train.
Okay, John, but you're so judgy. Look at you. You tell me I don't like the animal. I don't like the way your website has been written. Like, you are so, I don't know, I guess so perfect, right? You don't have any Jiminy in you, do you? According to you.
No, I don't. No, I don't mean to be disrespectful. It's just that I had seen that, and I'm not the best reader. There I am letting my inner messed up raccoon out. I had asked Joe about it, and I put down the wrong words, so don't worry about it. All right, well, listen, Doctor, if there's anything else you want to share with us other than the fact that you can sign up. It's a 3-day course. Your website, Joe, did you write that down?
I didn't, sorry.
Doctor, do you have that available?
Yes, it is comebejimothy.com for now. And what we do is you come to be and a Jimothy, the Jimothy, and we also will have a contest for the best costume.
Okay.
So the one that is wearing the best Jimothy outfit also will be rewarded. It is all about reward, recognize cripple, recognize all of the things about us that are not so good, not so shiny and great. And then we are saying, okay, if he can do it, run under a car or up a fence or down by a dumpster, we can do that. We can do anything. We got we don't have short spines. Some do, some do not. But we do not have that. We have hands and things, and we can do many more things than Jimothy. So why are we feeling sorry for ourselves for, something like that?
Wow, that's amazing. Well, thank you, Doctor. And I guess I'll just ask you one final question, and thank you for being on. What is your inner Jimothy? How are you held back by something emotional or physical?
I find that question a little patronizing, something like, I made microaggression because I'm not from this country. I think what you're trying to get me to say is that, I am less than because I am not, perfect in the grammar and then the other thing like making the animal, right? So I think you are thinking to me that I will say, I don't measure because I am not a perfect speaker. And that is not at all what my problems are. My problems are deeper than that come from a very wretched childhood. And I can tell you more later if you would like to call me.
No, thank you. I didn't mean to hit a nerve, but thank you for your time, Dr. Karen Seward. Again, finding the inner Jimothy, I guess. Anything? Other questions for her, Joe, before we let her go? No? Nope. Thank you, Doctor. Thanks for being on. Appreciate it.
Thank you both so much. Have a good Jimothy kind of day.
Okay, thank you. We will. There she goes. All right. Good find.
Wow.
The thing is, I was at about a 9 on the Jimothy thing. You were at 11. I'm right there with you now at this point.
You're done.
I'm over it. Oh, even Jon Stewart's talking about it? Oh, no. Now I'm even worse.
It's just another word, like diaphanous or Jimothy. May I just say something quickly about Jimothy? Hear me out. I f*** with Jimothy. I f*** with them heavy. Now, I know some of you were perhaps worried about what I might say because of my previous punch kerfuffle.
Punch the monkey?
Let me tell you, people.
He did?
Jimothy is everything punch.
What? He punched a monkey?
No, you remember Punch the monkey with the stuffed animal?
No.
Yes, you do. The monkey in China, everybody felt bad for it because it didn't have any friends, and then they gave him a stuffed animal, and then it went viral, became famous. You remember?
No, I don't.
We've discussed Punch.
All right.
Wishes he could be.
Yes! Back up the comedy.
Let me tell you people something. Jimothy is everything punch wishes he could be. Yes! Look at Jimothy. Look at him cavorting. That's his family cavorting with Jimothy when he was a baby. Look at them all. They love Jimothy. That's not my judgment. That is the judgment of the community. They have decided. Not an easy...
Well, the crowd thinks he is hilarious.
Also, he clearly doesn't know that the family abandoned him.
They did leave him.
Decision, by the way. I'm sure at first they were like, is that a raccoon or an ottoman? I don't know what's happening.
He is killing it.
But I'll tell you what I think Jimothy is.
Yeah.
A short king.
Okay, I can't listen anymore. Okay. Well, any questions, comments, concerns about your doctor friend?
Oh my, shocking amount of response on Dr. C-word?
Karen Sword. Sword?
C-word?
Sword.
Sword.
Here's Nate. Nate, are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Traffic day 9.
Yes, sir. Everett to Seattle, 45 minutes, half hour from Linwood. South 5 jams up at 85th in the downtown. North 5, we've got scattered backups in the Michigan curve to the Ship Canal Bridge. This is becoming our routine once again now that we have Revive I-5 underway on the Ship Canal Bridge. Up to half hour to travel through downtown Seattle northbound. State Route 99 has opened up through downtown Seattle. You may want to consider this as an alternate route. North 405, heavy through Kirkland, and then it's scattered slowing into Bothell once you get into Totem Lake. Bellevue to Linwood, approaching 40 minutes. Seattle to Linwood, about a half hour. Seattle to Federal Ways at 40 minutes. You're heavy from Interurban down to 516. And Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, we're at 45 minutes. You're crowded from Renton into Kent. And stop-and-go volumes between State Route 18 into Puyallup. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear G and Ursula.
When it comes to Dutch Bros, Ursula?
Weekdays 9 to noon.
Every time I go south, I pull up on some Dutch Bros. Yeah. My point is this. Starbucks is going to be moving part of their headquarters over to Tennessee, and there's a lot of people like, oh my goodness, Starbucks is going to be going. Don't you worry. There's other coffee places like, hey, y'all have fun. It's almost like the new stepdaddy. That's what Dutch Bros is about to do.
Subscribe to the G and Ursula Show on YouTube and watch live or later.
Let me ask you something. When was the last time you compared your insurance?
If you're like most people, it's probably been years.
That's exactly why I took the First Mark Challenge. They searched rates from dozens of top insurance companies, and I ended up saving thousands of dollars.
Same experience here. And here's what surprised me. It was completely free. No cost, no obligation. They simply show you whether they can find you lower premiums, better coverage, or both.
Why wouldn't you take the First Mark Challenge? Think about it. If they can save you money, you win. If they can improve your coverage, you win. And if they can't do either, you've lost absolutely nothing.
That's why more than 11,000 clients trust First Mark Insurance. They work for you, not a single insurance company.
Plus, First Mark has world-class customer service. When you need help, you're talking with local people who know you and your policy, not some random call center.
Stop wondering if you're paying too much. Find out.
Before you renew, let First Mark review.
You have nothing to lose and possibly thousands to save.
Take the First Mark Insurance Challenge today at firstmarkinsurance.com.
Firstmarkinsurance.com.
Jason Rance here with Greg Nunn from None Better Tax Resolution. Greg, there are a ton of national advertisers offering services similar to yours. Why shouldn't I go with one of them?
National firms are an interesting phenomena, if you will, because I hear from clients that tried them initially, and they tell me these stories that are just really hard to believe, Jason. They'll call, and the person that they're talking to is really a salesperson. They don't really know the tax resolution business at all. They're trying to make a sale. And so they overpromise, and they'll hook them with a very low initial fee. Then when that case starts moving down the road, all of a sudden the person's getting a phone call. Oh, you need to pay us thousands of dollars to get this thing done. And they tell me sometimes it never gets done.
So it's a tax resolution scheme without any of the resolution.
I really believe part of it is.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, call Greg Nunn with None Better Tax Resolution. 425-947-1967 or Google NUNN. None Better Tax Resolution.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Honey, did you invite the minions over?
Well, you know how we talked about getting Wi-Fi from Xfinity?
Yeah.
I ordered it this morning, was online in minutes, then they showed up.
So they just came over to use the Wi-Fi?
They even brought their own devices and spellbook.
You didn't give them the new Wi-Fi password, right?
No.
That's good.
I gave them our old one. Because Xfinity lets us keep the same network name and password so devices connect instantly.
What do they want Wi-Fi for anyways?
Better not to know. Plausible deniability.
Get streaming or scheming instantly with same-day Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Plus, lock in one price for the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi for 5 years. Guaranteed. And see Minions and Monsters only in theaters. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
What would you do if the person you love needed round-the-clock care and you had no plan to pay for it?
I was very worried about running out of money.
When Mike's wife was diagnosed with dementia, he turned to LifePoint Law and Elder Law attorney Rajiv Nagayich.
And then he said, "You're going to be okay, but we have to get through these steps." Then I felt a whole lot better going into it. It was still a very difficult process, but in the end, I knew that there was someone there that if I needed help, understood what I'm going through.
LifePoint Law helped Mike protect his wife, his finances, and his future.
They laid it out really well up front. They give you a very in-depth plan. There are so many things that you don't know. I could never have done it on my own.
Register for a free LifePoint Law retirement planning seminar in Federal Way August 1st, Puyallup on the 4th, Tacoma on the 6th, or Bellevue August 8th. Space is limited, so sign up today at LifePointLaw.com. That's LifePointLaw.com.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Those words weren't written for history books. They were written for you. But it's hard to pursue happiness when aging is part of everyday life. John Curley here. Longevity Medical Clinic was created to help people with overall wellness and longevity, including diabetes management, heart health, weight management, inflammation reduction, nutrition, cognitive health, hormone therapy, and more. I can tell you from personal experience, being a patient for 17 years, I have a richer, fuller life, and I'm better able to pursue my own happiness. As America celebrates 250 years of independence, give yourself the chance to reclaim yours. Independence from aging. Take control of your health before small issues become big problems. Experience a smarter, proactive approach to aging, backed by decades of experience with longevity. Do what I did and feel like yourself again. Get your free health analysis at Longevity Medical Clinic. Find out how at lmclinic.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
It's 3:30. Good afternoon. I'm Tim Hole. Here's what's happening. World Cup in Seattle saw no serious crime during the event, and now we know one of the reasons why.
Operation Red Card is a just-revealed crackdown that was tied to the World Cup. Federal and local agents teamed up to target repeat violent offenders and the drug networks behind them, saying the same groups pushing fentanyl are also driving gun violence across Seattle and King County. FBI Special Agent in Charge, Mike Harrington.
This team located and arrested 17 subjects and seized 12 firearms of various calibers, many of which had alterations known as switches, which turn a semi-automatic into a fully automatic firearm.
Of the 17 people arrested, King County prosecutors say 10 are already charged with a variety of crimes. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Seattle police lost 18 officers in June, its worst month of the year by a wide margin. According to a department staffing document obtained by the Jason Rant Show on Seattle Red 770 AM, SPD has recorded 62 separations so far in 2026 and now projects losing 116 officers this year, up sharply from the 89 projected just 1 month ago. He'd been on the job for less than an hour last week when President Trump fired him. Now Roger Rogoff, who was appointed by judges to be the U.S. Attorney in the Western District of Washington, confirms he is suing Trump and acting U.S. Attorney General Todd Blanche. Rogoff talking with KIRO News Radio last week.
There is a statute, a constitutional statute called the Vacancy Act, that provides the judges the right and the duty, frankly, to appoint a United States attorney when the president fails to do so.
On X last week, Blanche posted that district court judges can appoint a temporary U.S. attorney and POTUS can fire them. Seattle Kraken CEO Todd Lewicki is warning that more Washington businesses could leave the state if lawmakers don't change course.
He doesn't fear the millionaire's tax, Lewicki recently told an audience at the Economic Future Solutions Summit. He fears what he says is irresponsible spending by lawmakers in Olympia instead of also making cuts to balance the state's budget.
This is about an insatiable appetite of spending. These tax increases haven't been enough, and we're going to keep doing it unless people wake up.
Lewicki also warned Washington could face a business exodus, adding he's never seen the business community as worried as it is today. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Alaska Air Group lost $76 million in the second quarter of this year. The Seattle Times reports the airline cites high fuel costs that forced it to cut back on flights in April and May. In the first quarter, Alaska lost $193 million. Before the Iran war broke out, driving up fuel prices, Alaska was predicting a profitable year. That vintage Los Angeles Lakers jacket sold for nearly $90,000 at auction. Portland teenager Quinn Brown found it at a Goodwill store. It was later authenticated as a jacket once worn by Wilt Chamberlain.
I'm obviously happy. $90,000 is pretty good.
Yeah.
I was hoping it would go higher. I'm a little surprised sitting there the last 5 minutes. It didn't really get any bids. So that was a little disappointing, but still a lot of money, especially since I only spent $3.
Brown on the Jake and Spike show here on KIRO News Radio. He says he plans to invest all of his proceeds from the auction. At 3:33, let's get an update on real-time traffic with Nate.
All right, Tim. South 5 heading into Seattle. Jams up near 85th into downtown. North 5 scattered backups on the Michigan curve to the Ship Canal Bridge. It's going to take you about a half hour to get through this. Our lake bridges are looking good this afternoon. Bellevue to Linwood, 35 minutes. You're slow from Bellevue to Bothell, but it's real thick through Kirkland. Seattle to Linwood, right around a half hour. You're slow from Shoreline through Linwood. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, a 45-minute commute. We're slow in the north end between Renton and Kent, and then picking up volume, stop and go between State Route 18 into Puyallup. And over to South Tacoma, North 5 and South 72nd. A stall is parked in the center lane. You're backed up to 512. South 5 slows from State Route 16 down to 512. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
The Tuesday forecast going to be partly cloudy overnight tonight. Low down to 65, hazy, hot, and smoky possibly tomorrow with a high of 93. That heat advisory in effect until 11 o'clock tomorrow night. Then Thursday cools down to 79 with partly cloudy skies and a chance of thunderstorms. Seattle right now is 88. I'm Tim Hole, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line at 1-888-973-5476. Hey, how about Home Comfort Alliance, everybody? Home Comfort Alliance, heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical needs. You need the AC on. If it gives out on you, get a heat pump. Because you get the heat pump, you get the heat, and you get the cool. They should do a better job of a heat pump. Just sounds like it's all heat, doesn't it? Is that just me jumping to conclusions?
No, 100%.
But it should be like a cooling heat pump, like a cooling and heating pump.
There you go.
This is a heat pump. I don't want a heat pump. Anyway, Home Comfort Alliance. We worked that out, didn't we? Inside the $9 billion World Cup, the FIFA fiefdom and the tight grip on the soccer's global event. Are they still just as corrupt as they were prior to the guy, Blatter?
Yes.
Just as bad?
I think, well, not on the surface, but they're generally considered to be one of the most corrupt organizations in the world.
Because there's no governing body above them.
Right. They paint themselves as a nonprofit, yet they're...
And they got billions of dollars, $9 billion. That was when first name is Blatter, B-A-T-T-E-R, Blatter or something like that. Yeah. It's also, the other part of it is a lot of foreigners there, and they have a sort of a different view of rules that really kind of set up their own, come into cities. They've got enough power and enough cultural support behind them that people just sort of take it as a grain of salt that this is just what you can expect when the World Cup comes to town. They're not going to get away with this move, though. In New Jersey, a lawmaker says that, well, hold on a second there. Yeah, FIFA, you're not going to be able to sell grass. They did this before. I think in 2025 they did it. The grass, they break it up into little chunks, and then you could buy a small square of it. And then we're selling it for $450 or a big piece of it for like $5,000. And New Jersey's like, wait a minute. I know we're a crappy state. And we have the highest taxes, one of the highest taxes in the country. And people poop on us all the time, but not so fast there.
If you're interested, you could get some turf from yesterday's World Cup final. FIFA is selling it. They charge $450 for 6 square inches of slightly distressed...
Sounds like my wife, doesn't it, this woman with the accent?
MetLife grass.
Wow.
Grass. The official store is describing it as a collector's item, so maybe you want to get your hands on that.
Hey, Nate, did you go out and get some turf this weekend?
Well.
No, they didn't. Okay. Sorry.
All right, there we go.
Courtesy of the Elvis Duran Show. New Jersey paid $13 million for that field at MetLife Stadium.
When it all shakes out in the end, cities will say, was it worth it? They'll always have a hard time proving, okay, what do we spend total amount of money to have everybody come here? Then what do we get in return? Sometimes you just throw the party to throw the party, right? That's just what happens. It's part of being a city. So like 600 and some thousand people came. Hotels were disappointed because they didn't get the number of people bookings that they thought they would get. Plus, restaurants also said that they were not getting what they expected. I think they got oversold on it. I don't know where everybody stayed. If the hotels were still available down right near the pitch, then you would assume that they would sell out. But I think people are so afraid that the stuff is going to sell out that nobody sold out. It's the old Yogi Berra. Nobody goes there anymore. It's too crowded.
Well, and I know...
too crowded, nobody goes there anymore.
Right. And FIFA had also reserved huge blocks of hotel rooms in advance of the games. I don't know what they were doing, if they were selling their own packages, travel packages, probably. They're definitely looking to make a profit. So they released all those rooms about a week before the game started, and that had something to do with just the average person not being able to book rooms or having a bunch of rooms available. The restaurants that were in the Pioneer Square area, the waterfront, just basically downtown, they did phenomenal. Yeah, they were packed. Some of the ones like in the CID, just on the outskirts, people just weren't going that far. They weren't straying too far from where the games were.
The thought that somebody's going to come to Seattle, be there for the World Cup, and then come back again, I don't believe it. They might tell their friends, oh, we went to Seattle, it was really nice. Whether or not you start to see an increase in the onesie, twosies, 3 or 4 people showing up, where the cities really make their money is with conventions. When the conventions come to town, sometimes they'll come to town 5 years in advance to book. They take a tour, they look around, they say, oh, I like this city. Then they bring in, 3,000 or 2,000 ophthalmologists or something. That's where they make the money on these things. And those are the numbers you have to look at. A lot of times we compete against, I think, 3 or 4 other cities. And I remember talking to some folks that I won't say their names on the air, but they were telling me that the hardest part is when people come in from out of state to decide whether or not they want to have their convention in Seattle. I said, we have certain areas we have to not take them. We sort of avoid Westlake a little bit, depending on what it looks like over there, or over near the Triple Door. Is that on 3rd?
I don't know where the Triple Door is.
Yeah, Triple Door? Yeah, it's down near Benaroya. Yeah, same thing. It's a little further down. They said we don't want to walk them over in those areas. Certain spots we don't want to walk them through because that's an impression that it's hard to break for them. I don't know how many conventions are coming to town now. I haven't seen the numbers for the Washington Convention Center, but that's where the big bucks are.
And we built a very, very, very large new convention center.
Yes. Story that has the fact that crime was down. Primarily that happens because when you get a certain amount of people, a whole bunch of people in one area or in areas that are traveling from one spot to another, crime is diminished. You'll notice in cities, they try to get more people to come in there during the afternoon hours or in the evening hours because, again, crime doesn't happen when there's more people in place. Sure, you get pickpockets, but not the kind of assaults. Those occur on empty streets. So Seattle had a chance to be able to have Pioneer Square, everybody down there. You're not going to be able to get away with much. I thought it was very interesting. I'm trying to find the rest of the stories regarding the 17 that were arrested. Was this part of the FBI crackdown on the drug cartel? And they got, I think, 12 guns, and they arrested 17 during the World Cup. So obviously they knew that they were here, and they were able to swoop in and pick them up. You think, well, why didn't they get them earlier? And was it the feds that got them? Joe, do you see it?
I don't see it.
I can't find this. James Lynch has got the story. Where's Lynch?
I know. We just heard it for the first time.
I know. This shouldn't be news to us. We are we're like the heart of it.
Yeah,
and we pump out the blood of news. We auctionate it, and then we pump it out. We shouldn't be finding out about news from James Lynch. He should be in here.
That's right.
Where is he?
Remember he kicked me off of the water machine because he had to run out to a press conference or a police press conference, which he didn't know what it was about at the time.
Now,
Had we known.
There we go. Now we will be one step behind everybody else. Here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
Yes, sir. This one brought to us by Bradley Johnson Lawyers. Everett to Marysville, up to 20 minutes. You're slow from 526 to 528. 9-mile backup, very typical. South 5 heading into Seattle is packed. Closer to Ravenna now in the downtown. About a half hour from Linwood into Seattle. North 5 still looking at scattered backups between the Michigan Curve and the Ship Canal Bridge. Half hour to get through this. Seattle to Federal Way is a 40-minute drive. It's heavy between Interurban Avenue and 516. North 405 and South Center is heavy coming off I-5 through the Renton S-curve. South Center to Bellevue has gone up to a half hour. And at South Tacoma, we cleared that stall. North 5 at South 72nd. Those backups are quickly thinning out now in both directions of I-5. Serving the Pacific Northwest for over 30 years with hundreds of 5-star reviews. 1-800-DUIOA.com. KIRO Newsradio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
Meet Lee Platts, a renter whose possessions fill not only her apartment, but also the darkest corners of a mini storage unit. A land of both truth and fiction. Truth, everything inside is protected by Progressive. Fiction, one day Lee will fit into her clothes from senior year of high school. Renters, discover coverage for what you love and what you can't get rid of in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers.
Clutter happens. Let Closets by Design save the day. For a limited time, get 40% off plus an additional 15% off and 18 months 0% financing on approved credit if paid in full. Go to closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
Rev up for the biggest weekend of the summer. LeMay, America's Car Museum, presents Super Summer Weekend, and it's mostly free. Tons of events highlighted by this Friday night. Disney and Pixar's Cars Under the Stars drive-in movie. Then Saturday, Carson Coffee Show with Family Steam Day, featuring Super Highway 71's incredible custom-built car tracks, live demos, and hands-on fun for all ages. Don't miss it. One epic weekend. Visit americascarmuseum.org.
Our local tax expert and advocate Greg Nunn understands the pressure that comes from owing money to the IRS. Don't let that pressure build. Call None Better Tax Resolution. From stress to success with IRS Solutions. Google NUNN. None Better Tax Resolution.
Hey, when was the last time you inspected your crawl space or your attic? What's the last time you went in there just to see what kind of shape they're in? Oh, never? Yeah, same. I don't want to go in there. Most homeowners completely avoid those areas, but it is important to check on them regularly. It's why you call Crawl Pros. They'll come out and go where you don't want to. Hey, it's Mike Salk here. And yes, when Crawl Pros came out to my place, they realized we had a little problem with our insulation. So they've set about fixing it, and they did a great job. But if you've got the same problem, they'll also look to see what kind of energy rebates are available. Right now, local utility companies are incentivizing homeowners to make their home more energy efficient with proper insulation. And some homes qualify for several $1,000s in savings with these utility rebate programs. So don't just assume your crawl space and attic are in great condition. Do what I did. Call Crawl Pros today and schedule a free corner-to-corner inspection and find out if you've got water intrusion, mold, rodent issues, or even damaged insulation. Schedule your crawl space and attic inspection at crawlpros.com.
Healthcare costs are rising, and a major driver is hospital prices. They've increased more than 250% over the past 25 years. Families and local businesses are feeling it. At Primera Blue Cross, we're working to change that by negotiating with hospitals to secure fair, responsible prices so you can get the care you need at a cost you can afford. That's coverage that counts. Learn more at coveragethatcounts.primera.com.
Jason Rantz here. If your water heater is getting older, leaking, or running out of hot water, CM Heating has an affordable solution. Get a new gas or electric water heater installed starting at just $44.99 a month. With CM Heating's Comfort as a Service program, you'll get lifetime repairs and maintenance at no extra charge. Parts and labor covered for life. Plus, same-day installation is available in many cases. Schedule your free estimate today at cmheating.com.
License number CMHEAHL 750LP. D.R. Horton's National Red Tag Sales Event is going on now through August 2nd. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
So James Lynch is going to come in.
He is.
He heard us talking about it. He called in. That's right. We'll find out about the arrest that occurred. 17 taken off the streets of Seattle and 12 weapons were also arrested because don't forget it's always gun crime. So they're going to arrest the guy and then they arrest the gun. It's the 13th of August is National Left-Handers Day. Those national days are National Donut Day. So I don't take much. Even though I am left-handed, we are 10% of the population. Fun facts about being left-handed. Why did we throw this in here? The invisible difference of 10% of humans possessing the deep mysteries of having several fields all at once. Here's what I found out. Left-handers, I always said this for the longest time. I teach somebody's left-hander. Hey, left-hander. Yeah, you are too. We die earlier. That's not true.
It's not?
No.
You were telling me that an hour
I just
ago.
found out 5 seconds ago. So I'm going to be around for another hour. Stable minority, still always 10%. Can't get above 10%. The language of the brain is less lopsided for lefties. About 95% of right-handers possess language primarily in the left hemisphere. Among left-handers, that's me. That drops a large share. I don't even know what that all said. The word left has got a bad historical rap. Sinister or left. Right. I missed it. I was probably about 3 years behind, but the nuns at Grey Nun Academy would tie your left hand behind your back and make you right with your right hand. Oh. But when I got there, they weren't doing that. They had stopped doing that. Because the devil is in your left hand.
That's right.
The devil's in the left hand.
I mean, that literally was. You were of the devil if you were left-handed in like the 1700s.
Yeah. Lots of people left-handed. Lady Gaga, Will Ferrell, Paul McCartney, Clinton, Reagan, Bush, Obama, all left-handed. How about that?
3 others. Too.
Higher rate of psychosis. All right, well, that's not a good one. But good news is human brain develops and certain cognitive processes occur, and apparently left-handers are more likely to be schizophrenic. Huh. I completely disagree with that.
You got that.
And you also suffer from higher cases of mental illness. Are they better athletes, you ask? Are they better athletes? A study says that measuring reaction time for left-handers and right-handers found extreme left-handers, individuals 43 milliseconds faster than the right-handers. So there you go. Look at all the benefits. We're mentally ill, a little quicker on the reaction stuff, and we don't die earlier.
Left-handed pitchers are very sought after in Major League Baseball.
Right, to be able to throw them there. Yeah. I always liked being left-handed. I don't know how you get left-handed, but I thought it was sort of kind of I had a girl one time, oh, you're left-handed, that's so sexy. That's so sexy. But that was also the woman that used to put her ear to the door of men that she was dating to listen to them go to the bathroom to determine whether or not they had a strong stream. I told you about her, right?
No.
Didn't I tell you that?
No.
Yes, she was very judgy of men's prostates. So she would listen to you go to the bathroom and then determine whether or not she wanted to keep dating you depending on how strong your stream was.
How old were you when she dated?
Let's just not bring that up. Let's just
think it's
hope that.
important.
Too bad I being left-handed, I didn't die earlier. It was a while ago, but not too far away.
As adults?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Joe, what do you think? A 17-year-old girl's going to be like concerned about some guy's prostate?
That would explain it. I mean,
no. As a man ages, Joe, it's a walnut-size organ. It's an organ. Yeah, and it can grow, expand, and then it can put pressure, and then it can affect your stream. Your. What are you looking at me like I don't?
What do you mean?
Anyway, so she was concerned that the guy would not be, virile. So then she would wait for the guy to go to the bathroom and then go in there and like put her head on the door and listen.
And she told you this?
Yeah. Yes. Because one day I opened the door of the bathroom quickly and she kind of fell in there. I go, what's going on? Oh, I was listening in. I always listen in. I was like, well, that makes perfect sense.
You're so funny.
You're gonna hear what?
I don't believe it.
This is the truth.
You caught her.
I would call her. The only person I can back it up is that Nick would be able to back up the story.
And now you know the rest of the story.
When you look at me and you put your hand on your head and you just sit there and stare at me and you don't say anything, I'm just going to keep talking.
No, I appreciate it. I was listening intently.
Oh, you got to get Dr. Karen, whatever her name is, back on the air again.
Seward.
Oh, my God. All right, here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
All right, this one brought to us by the KIRO Newsradio App. North 405, you're slow from Bellevue up into Canyon Park, really thick through Kirkland. And again, in Canyon Park, we may have a new blocking issue there right at 527. Bellevue to Linwood right now, a 40-minute drive. Bellevue to South Center, a half hour. See, let's see, North 405, heavy from South Center through the Renton S curves, and it's a half hour from South Center into Bellevue. Seattle to Tacoma just hit 1 hour. We've got scattered backups from Interurban Avenue all the way down through the Fife curve. Renton to Puyallup southbound on 167 is going to take you 45 minutes. And if you're heading up toward Bellingham, a collision north 5 at Iowa Street has been cleared to your right shoulder, but it was blocking all lanes for a bit, and we've got a 3-mile thick backup starting at the old Fairhaven Parkway. Text APP to 888-973-5476 and download the KIRO News Radio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear G and Ursula, weekdays 9 to noon.
Me personally, Ursula, shorts in the workplace should not happen. There's no way.
It's a bridge too far for you.
Put some pants on.
What if everyone in the office building is wearing shorts or very casual attire? If you're like so buttoned up and everyone else is casual, including the boss, I think you might be taking it too far.
Subscribe to the G and Ursula Show on YouTube and watch live or later.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you see this in your kitchen,
The stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
George Thorogood and the Destroyers, the baddest show on earth, with the Robert Cray Band. August 6th, the Tulalip Amphitheater. Get tickets on sale now at Tulalip and Quilceda 1 Club Desks or Ticketmaster.
KIRO News Radio.
Get on the YouTube channel.
We're live all day on YouTube. Every show, every day.
Hang out with us. The whole gang's there.
And you never know what you might see.
Back up the camera. Oh, my God.
Just search KIRO News Radio, then subscribe.
Les Schwab Tires has been proudly serving communities for over 70 years, and we've collected thousands of inspiring stories. Like Kate, who was off on a long road trip with her best friend when the dash lit up like a game show. They find the nearest Les Schwab. Turns out they really needed an oil change. It was done in a flash. Road trip saved. At Les Schwab, we're proud to keep you rolling. Les Schwab Tires. Our greatest story is yours. Stories are composites inspired by real customer feedback.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit buckys.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
It's the best time of the year at Staples, with back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech and more at staples.com/back-to-school.
Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from big wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM, and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The U.S. war with Iran ramping up, with the U.S. targeting Iranian defense systems along the Strait of Hormuz, blocked again to ships. Now Iran-backed Houthis rebels are threatening to cut off ship traffic in the Red Sea, leading President Trump to issue a warning to Iran and its proxies.
We've had no problem with the Houthis. They've had no problem with us for a long period of time, including during this conflict. I think that if there is something like that, we'll just have to take care of business.
In Greece, 2 Greek-American tourists were stabbed earlier today at the Acropolis in Athens. Police say both are recovering at a hospital. They say the suspect brandished a knife on the sidewalk. He's now in custody. Tropical storm Bertha gaining strength off Florida's Gulf Coast. And residents in New Orleans spent the day filling sandbags and are preparing for the storm to make landfall in the coming days. Storms are sweeping across the Northeast, including the threat of tornadoes and flooding. This is ABC News. It was just a matter of time before robots made it to the front of the class.
Salamanca City Central School District has announced it spent nearly $60,000 on Sally, a humanoid robot that's designed to serve as a teaching assistant. Superintendent Dr. Mark Beeler says the robot will be part of an AI and robotics course designed by Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak.
We're starting extremely small with juniors and seniors, and Sally will act in many ways sort of as a tutor.
The district says robots will never replace teachers, staff members, or meaningful human interaction. Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
There's a new way to get medicine for your pet. CVS is rolling out a new pet prescriptions feature for your fur babies for all of its 9,000 locations across the U.S., and it works pretty much the same way that us humans get our medicine. The vet can give you a paper prescription, and you can bring to a store. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
At 4:02, level 3 evacuations in eastern Washington as a new wildfire blows up. More on that coming up. But first, here's Nate with real-time traffic.
Thanks, Tim. Seattle Sports has our update. Let's start in Canyon Park, North 405, just past 527. It's a stall in that HOV lane that's got you backed up bumper to 522. Our backups actually start way back in Bellevue. Bellevue to Linwood is up to a 50-minute drive. Seattle to Linwood, a half hour with some slowing between, Northgate in through Linwood. Bellevue to South Center, plan on a half hour. We're typical backup starting at 520 down to the VMAC. Gets pretty thick there heading into the S-curves, where we may have a new collision right near the Maple Valley Highway. North 405 heavy from South Center through the Renton S-curves. South 5 heading into Seattle, heavy from 85th in the downtown. North 5 is slow from the Michigan curve up to the Ship Canal Bridge. About a half hour to get through this. And South 5 is heavy along the entire stretch of Boeing Field. At the south end of the field, we just cleared a blocking issue, so this backup should start to disperse soon. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial on 97.3 HD2. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
At 4:03, I'm Tim Hull. Here's what's happening. A fast-moving wildfire north of Tyler, about 25 miles southwest of Spokane along Interstate 90, has triggered level 3 go-now evacuations. Firefighters from multiple agencies are battling that blaze, known as the Malloy Fire, as the cause remains under investigation. The Kaiser Canyon Fire in Okanagan County remains the state's largest wildfire at more than 60,000 acres. Smoke from that fire and the fast-growing Modrite Fire continue to impact air quality across eastern Washington. At the same time, 6 lightning-caused fires are burning in the North Cascades. Most are in remote backcountry with no evacuations reported. Wildfire smoke blowing into the Puget Sound region is affecting our air quality here. Here's KIRO 7 meteorologist Nick Allard.
Around Whatcom and Skagit County, we have that air quality alert, and you can see a lot of moderate, but even that tan, that is unhealthy for sensitive groups. So any respiratory issues in your family, anyone that deals with that, this is not a day for a lot of outside activity. Now, I also want to highlight for you the worst spots. If they're not north, they're absolutely going to be east of I-5, closer to the foothills, closer to the Cascades. Those are already bad and will continue to be bad.
Air quality expected to improve late Wednesday into Thursday as cooler onshore winds blow the smoke out of the area. The Cowlitz County coroner has identified the man who died while in police custody following a homicide investigation in Thurston County. Officials say 26-year-old Forrest Poplack of Olympia suffered a medical emergency after being arrested by Longview police on July 4th and later died. According to the Olympian, investigators believe Poplack was connected to the fatal stabbing of his father the night before. Boeing is continuing its strong showing at the Farnborough Air Show, the company leading Airbus in commercial aircraft announcements, driven by strong demand for the 737 MAX and 787 Dreamliner. A Capitol Hill restaurant owner accused of not sending payroll taxes to the feds.
Around what?
Rory McCormick, the owner of Capitol Hill's Single Shot Kitchen and Saloon, is due in court next week, according to the Seattle Times. Prosecutors say for 10 years he took tax money out of his employees' paychecks, but didn't send any of it, more than $1 million, to the IRS. And there's another $419,000 they say he also withheld from the feds. As of Monday night, the restaurant was still open for business.
That's KIRO News Radio's Frank Lindsay. The Seahawks are getting the Hard Knocks treatment.
You have done it through our mentality of every freaking day.
HBO says its popular NFL documentary series will premiere its Seattle edition on August 4th. Seattle's scrappy hometown hero is getting his own bobblehead. Yes, the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum will produce a limited edition bobblehead of Jimothy. If you want one, it'll cost you $30. It won't ship out until December. Good Christmas present there. Your forecast at 4:06 calls for partly cloudy skies overnight with a low of 65. Hot and hazy again Wednesday, 93 with that heat advisory till 11 o'clock. Sun and clouds mixed Thursday with the chance of showers, and it cools to 79. 85 right now in Seattle. I'm Tim Hull, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
I just want to thank each and every one of y'all for all you've done to your bodies.
Thank you.
It's still real to me, damn it. I mean, thank y'all guys. Y'all are awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for saying what needed to be said.
There it is. What we do to our bodies for this show. Yeah. Don't worry about it. It's a fan. Obviously emotionally distraught, but wants to thank us for saying what we said. Say. Here we go. Say his name and he will appear. James Lynch, did you hear us talking about you on the radio when you're driving in?
I always listen to your show.
Yes.
When I'm in the car,
right.
Heard you,
good,
called
good.
right in.
I said, where's Lynch? Yeah.
I called, when you said, where's Lynch, I called right in,
right.
And then you tossed a break.
Well, we had to because Sully's got traffic he has to do right on time. So I looked it up online and tried to find it. We ran out of here early this afternoon to go cover a press conference at Seattle Police Department.
Yes.
Yes. And while you were there, they said things and you wrote them down.
I actually recorded them.
Oh, okay. All right. One step better.
Well, here's the deal, basically, John. Every single law enforcement agency at the local, state, and federal level was involved in this. Obviously, they've had years to plan. We've known that people was going to be here, so they had been planning for quite a while.
Yeah.
Now, they all had their own lists.
Yeah.
Seattle Police has a list of their top guys that they like to get off the street. FBI has the same thing. ATF has the same thing. They all have. So what they did was they came together and put all of their information together. Plus, they brought in some other agents from outside the area to be here in Seattle during the World Cup because they knew they were going to go after their big targets that they believed were in the area.
I see. So the World Cup drew them in because the population, there would be more possible customers for them. Was it sex trade or was it drugs?
It was more drugs than anything, yes.
All right, so they knew that they would be coming in, so obviously they know where they travel, they know the cities and states that they go to. So all these departments came together, and did they all equally go after the same 17 guys? Or did each one of them sort of pick off different ones? They worked in a group?
There was coordination all the way along the line, from the time the arrest warrants were written to the time teams went out to gather these people to the times the cases were referred to the King County Prosecutor's Office for charges.
Yeah.
They were working closely together all along the way. I'm going to play you a quick cut here.
Okay.
This is from Chief Kelly Park. She's with the King County Sheriff's Office.
We focused on suspects we believe to be the most violent offenders. This was critical in our mission to get them and their weapons off the streets.
So now they knew that they knew who were the worst of the worst that they were looking for. They had an opportunity to have a lot more people in town, a lot more law enforcement officers, and their main goal was, of course, to keep the fans safe.
Yeah.
But they also wanted to. They had this red card, Operation Red Card, that they had been keeping close to the vest for a while, and then they actually prosecuted that operation, and then just came out today to let us know what the results were.
So of the 17 that have been arrested, how many of them were already here locally setting up, dealing drugs, and how many of them came in just for the World Cup? Did they tell you that?
We don't have any exact numbers on that. What we do know is of the 17 arrested, 10 have been charged so far by the King County Prosecutor's Office. I believe 2 of them were picked up on warrants from out of state, and they were extradited back to the state to face charges there.
Okay, and as she had said from the King County Sheriff's Department, that they were looking for the most violent of the folks that were there. So I always want to know, like, if they already were here, I guess they wanted the extra support in order to be able to make the arrest. Maybe they were able to catch them red-handed. More details later to come out. They released the names, but they won't release the names publicly because they've just been charged, right?
No, they've been charged, so the names are released publicly.
Okay. All right.
So we do have a list of the names.
Is anyone you know on there?
Nobody that I found familiar.
Okay. Well, thank you for listening to the show while you're in your car.
Absolutely.
And then being able to come in at such short notice. We appreciate that.
Your second subject was prostate.
It was a girl that I knew that used to listen in.
I heard it all.
Heard it, move on.
By the way, your wife's texted and confirmed that story to
There
be
we
sure.
are. See that? Any questions on that?
No, I heard it all. It was pretty interesting.
Well, thank you, James. That's what we
I know
try to do here.
I know what she would have heard at the door if I was inside.
Okay. Do we really want to talk about this?
Well, I think men need to talk about this thing more than we do. I mean, I talk about all my medical conditions because I want people that have an experience to know what to expect if similar things happen to them. As men, we need to share.
Okay, so this, we're going to certainly a different field than I expected. So do you want to talk about prostate health?
Well, I'm an older guy. I'm 63. I've got an enlarged prostate. They say it's medium to large, so it could be worse. But it does contribute to those issues.
I see. So it's normally a walnut. Are you looking at a grapefruit, an orange? Can you be more specific as to what type of fruit one might equate to your prostate?
Well, when I was laying on the table, I didn't ask him for a particular size, John. That wasn't the important thing at the time while he was examining me.
Okay, is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
No, I think that'll do it, John, unless there's something you want to share.
No, that's about it. I just didn't see that coming, but good. Well, listen, if anybody is concerned, if they've got their ear pressed to the door while you're in the lavatory here at KIRO, we'll know ahead of time. There's not much to hear.
Exactly.
Thank you. Thank you, James Lynch. Appreciate that.
Thank you, John.
All right, there we go. Show's off to a weird start. Have you seen that ever since that gal came on earlier?
That's what we get. We should have started with the raccoon.
Yeah. For those of you that had text in, 1-888-973-5476, the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, the And if you had missed it and somebody's talking about it on the YouTube there, Joe's going to cut up some of the pieces because it seems to be the one thing we did. People, I would say like the majority of people were upset by the insensitivity of Dr. Karen Seward, that has an entire sort of therapy now around Jimothy, the raccoon. And people say she's taking advantage of it. She was insensitive talking about the early death of the raccoon. She thinks that people thought that charging $243 a day plus $47 for a raccoon mask, and then also accused the disabled raccoon of saying that he's gay. Were those pretty much sum up some of the main concerns about her?
There are definitely some. She was accused of being a quack. One person, Todd, said, wow, John, she sure put you in your place. Finally, somebody said it out loud.
Yeah. Okay. Well, came from her. Somebody else said something out loud. My buddy Todd Lewicki was, he's Kraken CEO. Seattle business heavyweight, that's how he's being described. This is not something people haven't heard before, but here's Todd Lewicki with.
Yeah, I think in my time, I've not felt as much fear in the business community as I feel today. And I just, by way of history, I'm a bit of an accidental business person. I grew up below the poverty line. I grew up in a mobile home. I didn't attend college. And in some ways, I do symbolize, quote unquote, that American dream. But that American dream does have flaws, and certainly I saw it as a kid, and I have led with compassion in what I've done. I pay the millionaire's tax, and I'm probably one that says I'm okay with that. My wife and I give a lot to charity, and it's just been a way of life because I'm grateful for where I've been. But none of this is preordained. And when Moody's and Fitch give us a negative rating on our future credit, we have an issue. And so put aside the millionaire tax, which people like me that are privileged can complain about. My concern is that the average taxpayer is not getting their money's worth. And when you spend without consequence, as we have, and your spending is now outpacing your means, then you're going to do things that are going to have consequence. And none of this is preordained. So, in my privileged world, I do know a lot of people who own businesses. And I am shocked at how many are leaving. And we can say it doesn't matter and goodbye. It does matter. Because Fitch and Moody's knows that those departures have enormous long-term consequence. Starbucks moved 300 technology jobs out of our state. That was a company born here. And we are the technology capital, and we can argue that we're at least tied to be the technology capital of the world. And we allowed those jobs to leave. And there's other companies right now, as we speak, talking about it and probably meeting about relocating out of the state. We've got to reverse this trend.
So that is a story we've heard before. It's nice to hear it coming from Todd. But the one word I will quibble with is from his privileged position. I'll tell you, I don't know anybody else in the world of sports has worked as hard as that guy has. If any privilege he has earned it. Every step of the way in Seattle with the Seahawks, and then to Tampa with the Lightning to start a hockey dynasty down there, then to come back to Seattle and then to be part of the NFL as well, working with Roger Goodell, and then now with the Kraken. The guy works his ass off. He works his ass off on this world. So if he's got privileges, he's earned them. And when he talks about it, he and his wife, I'll tell you, I used to call Todd on something. I'd say, hey, did you hear about that lady that, this or that happened to him? The story I remember was Remember the weird story about the guy, I think he worked at Microsoft. He pulls out a gun, I think it was over near Sandpoint Way, pulls out a gun, stops a bus, starts just firing randomly at people driving by. I think the lady might have been in a Prius or something, as memory serves, and she gets shot. I think she was a fourth grade teacher. So she gets shot, goes into the hospital, and she had numerous times. She survived. She's in the hospital, and when they interviewed her, they said that she was most upset that she was going to miss, what was the band? Toys in the Attic.
Aerosmith?
Aerosmith. Yeah, you're going to miss Aerosmith, right. You miss Aerosmith. So I called Todd. I said, you see that? What she said? I didn't hear about that. I told him. He goes, oh, well, let's make sure, because it was Aerosmith was playing in Vegas. He says, let's do something special for her. So I think he got her the tickets, better tickets, backstage, met the band, just like within 20 minutes, half an hour, just bang, made the whole thing happen. And then he wanted to do something with local police that were also helping. So this guy is all over the place, putting a good thumb down and representing humanity. And the warning shot is coming over the bow of the state of Washington over and over and over again. We can still go back to what we heard from our folks there on the left side of the aisle in Olympia. Well, we don't see any signs of this. Or even when Katie Wilson said, bye, right? He's warning them. And Lewicki doesn't do politics. He's not really right, left. He's just sort of like, hey, what's best for everybody in this thing? How can we all work this out? So he's warning them, like, look, they're leaving. Now, I'm sure there's some grumbling, and I'm sure there's some rumbling, and I'm sure there's some serious concerns from the people like Peterson that is heading up the Senate, and I'm sure you're hearing from the other side, from the left side as well, and that would be Bob Ferguson, that they should be deeply concerned. What they're hoping for is that the Supreme Court gets them out of this fix. We'll talk about the Supreme Court and the judges that are running and your chance to vote, which, by the way, is always a problem. I'd seen, let me get this chance. I looked it up, Joe. See, I looked it up. Yeah. Most people don't vote when it comes to judges. It goes this way. A third leave it blank. A third choose the judge by the name, and the other third are quote-unquote informed. But that's the way it works when it comes to judges on ballots. People don't know. They may or may not have some idea. Often it's how many signs they've seen on sidewalks and in medium strips to tell them that let's vote for this guy. They like the name. Sullivan.
Or you do it by picture.
What?
Yeah, it's and again, I'm a much more informed voter now than I was, 4 or 5 years ago. But I would get to the point, and even 4 or 5 years ago, I would get the little book out, the voter's guide, and I would read about the candidates. But by the time you get down to the judges, you're just
exhausted.
Yeah, you're like 45
you're worn
minutes
out.
in.
It's been how long? How long? Like 5 minutes with the circling, the little.
Been 45 minutes if you're reading everything.
45 minutes.
I mean, and again, I just you don't understand how important it is. And most people don't, and they don't have time. I never saw a yard sign, so that certainly wasn't swaying my opinion. But down ballot fatigue is an absolute real thing.
You need to learn how to read faster. That's you reading the ballot.
That would help. Yeah.
That's you reading the ballot. Oldie but goodie. Yeah, from yesterday. So then the candidates. Those are the folks running for judge. They end up winning with 11 to 15% of votes. That's it. Because people either, like Joe, they get tired, they have to take a nap, or they leave it blank, or they just choose a name. They're like, Sullivan. Yeah, it's an Irish guy, probably in there, got a big honking red nose with a bunch of broken, capillaries around his.
Drunk with a Sullivan
once. You'd be like, don't ever do it again. Now get out of here. You're fine with me. But if I see you back in my courtroom, well, there'll be hell to pay. That's the kind of judge. Fair, but tough.
That's why Steve Gordon from Future 42 is coming in at 5 o'clock to help us with down ballot fatigue.
I looked to see, there was a study done. There are a bunch of different ways that judges can be either appointed by the governor, they can be nominated by a committee, and then appointed by the governor. straight out elected, which I have a problem with because it's that then they have to raise money, and then you're like, well, they're running, and what the kind of promises they're making. I think we should do what they did, I think, in Greece. We just randomly choose people. Just that's how they used to elect people. Yeah. They would like through a lottery, and all of a sudden you're like, oh no, I got to be a judge. Just get that way. You're getting somebody fresh. They've got no bias. They have maybe they don't even have a car.
Let's compensate them though. Let's make sure they can get a car.
Yes, exactly. It's a great idea. Let's read more about that. Something kind of comforting about that. That's that little Indian guy we had yesterday, the speed reader. All right, here comes Nate. Check your traffic. Nathan.
KIRO Newsradio App has our busy update. Everett to Marysville, a little under 20 minutes. We're slow from 526 to 528. Just north of Cathcart, State Route 9 and Lowell Larimer Road. The traffic signal is dark. Be sure to treat this as a four-way stop. Got about a mile thick backup in either direction. Bellevue to Everett, an hour 15 minutes, an hour just to Linwood. And we've got a rough backup from Bellevue to Canyon Park. It's really thick there once you get into Bothell. Partly due to a stall up near 527 that cleared a bit ago. Seattle to Everett, 50 minutes. You're slow from Lake City Way through Linwood. South 5, bumper to bumper at 85th in the downtown Seattle, where we have a stalled semi blocking your left center lane. Linwood to Seattle will take you an hour now. North 5, we're bumper to bumper from the Michigan Curve to the Ship Canal. Tacoma, South 5 at South 38th, a crash in your left lane. And on the water, the Point Defiance Terminal, both Edmonds and Kingston terminals, and the Mukilteo Terminal all have 1 hour wait for drivers. Text the app to 888-973-5476 and download the KIRO Newsradio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate Connors. Talking about your shoulder, elbow, ankle, wrist, knee. James, we're not talking prostate. We're talking about joint pain. And that's where Dr. Mark Wagner comes in. Because you have been having some problems. Let's just imagine knees are going, or wrist or shoulder. And you've given up playing one of your favorite sports. Maybe I can't ski anymore. My knees are shot. You think, well, surgery. And you think, you talk to the doctor. So what are the chances of me getting back to 100%? 30, 40%? You're like, the odds aren't good on that. How about a stem cell procedure? Well, you want to get the best, and that's a guy that's done more than 20,000 stem cell procedures. It's now a 90-minute outpatient stem cell procedure that is done by the man himself, Dr. Mark Wagner. Dr. Mark Wagner, MD. This is the guy to see. He fixed my hip, and I have to tell you something. When you're talking to him, you feel like you're talking to a coach. He's looking you right in the eyes like, we got to get you back out there again. And it doesn't matter. You don't have to be an athlete. Just somebody that just wants to play with their grandkids or go for a walk or just enjoy yourself. You got the coach, but you got the doctor himself. Right there with you every step of the way. Find out more about a stem cell procedure, whether it's right for you. DrMarkWagnerMD.com. That's DrMarkWagnerMD.com.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
When you order a ride from a rideshare company, do you know what you're getting? Big rideshare companies have been caught failing to protect passengers from dangerous drivers and not supporting drivers and passengers after an accident, all to protect their profits. That's why if you've been injured in a rideshare vehicle, you need Davis Law Group to protect you. Their in-house team of investigators and legal staff has a successful track record of taking on rideshare companies, and they've won millions. Visit DavisLawGroupSeattle.com.
Hey fans, it's Rick Riz. I love making exciting calls every night, but there's a call I'm really excited to make in just days, when I can say, goodbye glasses. I'm having Refractive Lens Exchange, RLE from K2 Vision, to get rid of readers, glasses, and contacts, plus I'll never get a cataract. For decades, I've had to call ball games using readers to see my notes, then over them to see the field. On and off. It was brutal. But no more. K2 Vision RLE is my permanent solution to a lifetime of great vision. Holy smokes. Talk about experienced veterans. The K2 Vision RLA team has done over 150,000 lens procedures. I trust their stuff and them. Stay tuned. I'll keep you posted on my results. So enjoy life with no readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts. Get your free Zoom consult now at K2VisionRLE.com. Then you can make the call. Goodbye, glasses. K2VisionRLE.com.
Our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn, understands the pressure that comes from owing money to the IRS. Don't let that pressure build. Call None Better Tax Resolution. From stress to success with IRS Solutions. Google NUNN. None Better Tax Resolution.
Everyone always asks me, what were your top reasons for choosing Advanced Hair? Well, allow me to share, along with some details, on, get this, their once-a-year summer savings event. Okay, first off, Advanced Hair stands by the results, and I'm living proof those results are second to none. With Advanced Hair, your own natural hair is guaranteed to grow. Secondly, Advanced Hair combines top-rated physicians with modern technology, creating a concierge quality experience that blew away my expectations. And lastly, Advanced Hair's Advanced FUE begins regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. It is quick, simple, and easy. Now, if you have a flexible schedule this summer and you've been waiting for that special savings opportunity, well, it's here. Advanced Hair's Summer Savings Event will get you the most hair for your dollar. It's their best offer ever. For details to schedule your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. One-day treatment, life-changing results. Your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Before and after pictures at advancedhair.com.
When the heat's an 11,
cool AC would be heaven.
dayandnight.net. Stay cool this summer with a new AC or heat pump from Day and Night. And with installation, you'll get a free furnace.
Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. Call us about installing a high-efficiency cooling system or servicing your existing one so you're cool when you need it.
Get a new AC or heat pump now from Day and Night to stay cool this summer. Plus, with installation, you'll get a free furnace. dayandnight.net.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
It's 4:30. Good afternoon. I'm Tim Hole. Here's what's happening. Roger Rogoff is suing President Trump and Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche. Rogoff was appointed by federal judges as U.S. Attorney for Western Washington, then fired by the president his first day on the job. That morning, he spoke with KIRO News Radio.
I was disappointed but unsurprised that President Trump removed me from that office about an hour after I started.
Rogoff's lawsuit, filed earlier today, claims the president's actions were illegal. His attorneys are asking for a preliminary injunction to return him to the position. Last week, acting U.S. Attorney General Todd Blanche said while judges can appoint U.S. attorneys, the president can fire them. Bill Gates and the staff of his charitable foundation met with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein more than 24 times, even as foundation employees expressed concerns.
That's according to an external review commissioned by the Gates Foundation. The conversations appeared to focus on a public health fund that never materialized and a grant to the International Peace Institute, which was run by an associate of Epstein. Gates told the Wall Street Journal earlier this year.
In retrospect, I was foolish to spend any time with him.
The roughly 30 meetings, which took place from 2011 to 2014, included several visits to Epstein's Manhattan townhouse and one meeting on the Gates Foundation campus. The review found no evidence the foundation paid Epstein or did anything illegal. Gates, who has not been accused in connection with Epstein's crimes, has repeatedly denied any knowledge of Epstein's abuse of girls. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
We're learning today about a previously quiet World Cup safety operation in Seattle called Operation Red Card. Over 5 weeks before and during World Cup, a joint team of local, state, and federal officers quietly targeted the city's most violent offenders. 17 suspects were arrested, 12 guns were seized, and 2.7 million lethal doses of fentanyl were recovered. This is Chief Kelly Park with the King County Sheriff's Office.
We focused on suspects we believe to be the most violent offenders. This was critical in our mission to get them and their weapons off the streets.
The team says the operation was designed to keep FIFA fans safe, and they say the coordinated effort will continue. Alaska Air Group says high fuel costs played a role in its $76 million second quarter loss. The Seattle Times reports Alaska was forced to cut back on flights in April and May. Before the Iran war broke out, driving up fuel prices, Alaska predicted 2026 would be a profitable year. An Oregon teenager is a whole lot richer after Sotheby's auctioned off a Wilt Chamberlain jacket he found at Goodwill. Quinn Brown tells the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
I'm investing all of it. I'm not really in a place where I need the money for anything, no debt or anything like that. So I just plan to put it towards my future.
He paid $3 for the jacket. It sold to an unnamed bidder for nearly $90,000. Julio Rodriguez and J.P. Crawford are both out of the Mariners lineup tonight. Not exactly clear why J-Rod is on the bench, though he's just 3 days removed from that 2-week injured list stint with a concussion. Crawford is dealing with a sore wrist. Catch tonight's game against the Cincinnati Reds on our sister station, 710 Seattle Sports. 4:33 now. We go to the real-time traffic desk. And Nate.
And this is brought to you by Harborstone Credit Union. Bellevue to Everett, an hour, 20 minutes, an hour just to Linwood, and we're backed up from Bellevue all the way into Canyon Park. Seattle to Everett at 50 minutes. That's once you get over the Ship Canal Bridge, and then it's slow from Lake City Way through Linwood. South 5 into Seattle, we're struggling bumper to bumper now from Northgate Way to Denny Way, where we have a stalled semi blocking your left center lane. Linwood to Seattle up to an hour, 10-minute commute. That's double the norm. North 5 bumper to bumper from the Michigan Curve to the Ship Canal Bridge. Half hour to get through this. Bellevue to Renton, plan on 40 minutes. It's jam-packed from 520 to Cold Creek Parkway. Seattle to Fedway, a half hour. Typical slowing here from Interurban to 516. Tacoma to Olympia is at 40 minutes. We just cleared our crash at South 38. That's over on your left shoulder. Earn up to $30 per month just for using your Harborstone PNW cashback debit card. Open your free checking account online today at harborstone.com/cash. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Partly cloudy and warm overnight tonight with a low of 65. Hot and hazy tomorrow, 93. Heat advisory until 11 o'clock tomorrow night. Seattle right now, mostly sunny and 91. I'm Tim Hole, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
It starts on your street, in your home, with a problem you're struggling to solve. That's where KIRO 7 Investigates comes in. They show up, they ask hard questions, they get you answers. When your story is seen, change isn't just possible, it's already happening. Watch KIRO 7 News weeknights, 5 to 6:30 p.m. and at KIRO7.com/investigates.
Thank you, Joe. I see you in there. Little Donna Summer coming at you here. Whitney Houston. That was Whitney Houston, right. She going to sing? Buc-ee's. Carter Buc-ee's. Get that car fixed right. Won't start in the morning. Not running right all night. 16 locations. Been around for 50 years. Take the car to Buc-ee's. Took my car to Buc-ee's. Got 'em fixed that thing, that wing, clink, clunk. Took the car to Buc-ee's. Man, the guys know what they really stink at, not taking advantage of me. No, they are great at what they do. Yeah, there we go. A little something for the kids. Take the car to Buc-ee's. Okay, so. And kids like that. I kind of walked myself into a corner there with that rhyming.
I noticed.
Yes. I had to get out of that pretty quickly. Buc-ee's wouldn't want that.
Wow.
Yeah. I suddenly had an attack of explosive diarrhea out of the mouth. The FDA flagging, then quickly walking back their allegations about the Taco Bell iceberg lettuce supplier. No, hold on, teeny. It's not good news. Taylor Farms was the source of the outbreak. So originally when they tested it, they said, yep, we're pretty sure it's coming from there. And then they said, nope. And according to Taylor Farms, that they didn't apologize right away. They said that Taylor Farms said the FDA has apologized. The FDA officials said Monday that the agency hasn't issued a formal apology, but explained that the circumstances around the test results. The officials said the positive product sample can be difficult to come by in outbreak investigations, especially with this type of bacteria. There's other evidence linking Taylor Farms lettuce to illness is strong. Okay, so they're not out of the woods yet. Here's the most interesting part of the article. That when they went to check foot traffic at various Taco Bells, down only 16 to 18%. Everybody else is like, explosive diarrhea?
Business as usual.
What else is new? I'm going in there.
That's what we expect.
They said, so compared to the other average days from January 1st to the 6th, they said it's actually there's really no change. So people are like, well, let's be honest. Who hasn't had that?
That's what they're known for.
Cyclosporiasis. It's an intestinal illness.
Not this guy again.
Illness caused by the Cyclospora cayetanensis parasite. Cyclospora is transmitted.
Okay, I don't want to hear that. How to avoid it?
The CDC has two major tips. First, avoid consuming food or water that may be contaminated with feces.
Yeah, we talked about this last week, right?
Are you going to skip the corruption part?
Oh, here we go. Let's go spend some time in Joe's house.
It's not vile.
Oh, what's that rabbit doing down there? Hey, Rabbit. Hi, Mr. Rabbit. What are you doing?
That's weird.
Hi,
right?
Mr. Rabbit. Oh, you think the FDA does this involve Epstein and explosive diarrhea?
This whole Taylor Farms explosive diarrhea thing, reeks of corruption. And you need to know because this is a massive PR crisis in public health. In March 2025, Taylor
Who's this guy just rambling with giant edits in the middle of his comments?
Farms donated $1 million to Donald Trump's chief super PAC, Make America Great Again, Inc. It came just days after the FDA delayed the food traceability rule. Then, later this year, the FDA informed Taylor Farms that one of its iceberg lettuce products tested positive for Cyclospora.
Is this guy in the bathroom while he's talking to us?
The voluntary recall. During the outbreak, the New York Times confirmed that Taylor Farms hired a former Trump administration official. Last week, Taylor Farms executives met with White House and FDA officials where the company challenged aspects of the outbreak conclusions. Then Taylor Farms says that the FDA apologized to Taylor Farms. Now the FDA is coming out and clarifying, saying the false positive lab does not change the basis for FDA's ongoing investigation or their overwhelming data supporting the currently voluntarily recall by Taylor Farms. And we're also learning that this false positive came on a non-recalled sample. People need to know what's happening right now.
Yeah. That was big help. I wish I had explosive diarrhea right now so I could get out of here. Joe, they gave $1 million and they went in there and then they brought somebody else in and it is the FDA says, yes, it is Taylor Farms. No, it's not us. Oh, please, here's some money, so don't say it's us.
And then they say it's not you.
Yeah. Well, they still haven't found it yet.
They did find it. And then they said, oh, oops. That was a false positive.
Well, look, once they just come out and say, here's the problem, it's you guys, then they fix it, and then people go back to getting it again. You can't, if you hide it and then you keep saying, oh, we're not quite sure, because this guy says they're still not sure where it's coming from. Now no one gets any lettuce. No lettuce for anybody.
Well, maybe that's a good thing until we, squash the cycloporiasis.
The other bad news is it the dirtiest? Is it the dirtiest one?
Yeah.
One of Washington City's has the 5th worst McDonald's ice cream machine reliability in the United States. Here's why, very quickly. The machine is designed to cycle through and heat up. I think it takes like 4 hours or something like that in order for it to work. It's got to go through the whole process. It's cleaning itself, basically. Well, yeah, so the machines are notorious for problems. So, yeah, it's a heating, cleaning cycle. It takes 4 hours. If it doesn't go through the whole cycle, it shuts down. You can't override it because for safety's sake. So then the guys that own the McDonald's stores can't do anything about it. So it basically just stays shut down. and they weren't able to override it because the machine locks out because of some sort of error code that goes in place. So they're just always going like, oh, the machine's broken. The machine's broken. No ice cream. So that's why this one is chronically broken down. The 5th worst McDonald's ice cream machine, especially for reliability. But they're not talking about the quality of the ice cream, which isn't even ice cream. They're not allowed to call it ice cream because it has to have a certain amount of fat in it. It doesn't have that, a certain amount. When Rye worked at McDonald's in Sammamish, she told me, said, Dad, don't ever get the ice cream.
Why?
I don't know. He just left it at that. I was like, but that was always my favorite. I always loved the ice cream there.
It's delicious.
Little
Soft
cone,
serve, right?
Get the little cone there, get the old, yeah.
They say which location? They probably don't go that deep. Huh?
No. It's just one. Washington City has the 5th.
Oh, city. Okay.
Well, it's in Puyallup.
worst McDonald's machine for reliability. Doesn't mean it's not. Like they're squirting out bad stuff. It's just it's broken a lot.
Just can't count on it having ice cream available.
Oh, unless they gave a check to the Trump administration. Gee whiz. Here's Nate checking traffic.
All right. Bellevue to Everett slowly improving at an hour and 10 minutes still. 50 just to Linwood. Pretty solid from Bellevue all the way to that Alderwood interchange. There's a bit of a clear patch between 527 and Canyon Park and Damson Road. Seattle to Everett's going to take you 50 minutes. That is once you get over the Ship Canal Bridge. And once you do, it's slow from Lake City Way through Linwood. South 5 bumper to bumper from Northgate Way to Denny Way, where we have a stalled semi blocking that left center lane. Linwood to Seattle is an hour and 10-minute commute. Again, that's double the norm for this time of day. North 5 bumper to bumper at the Michigan Curve to the Ship Canal. Plan on a half hour to get through this. Bellevue to Renton on 405 is going to take you 40 minutes. Seattle to Federal Way at a half hour. Tacoma to Olympia, a 40-minute ride. And let's see, Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway. Plan on 45 minutes. Their support brought to you by Seattle Sports. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate Connors. There should be a place for everything and everything in its place. And if your house cannot live up to that standard, there's a pretty good chance that you need Closets by Design. From personal experience when they came out to the barn in Cleella, let's remember they're dealing with the barn here. There's not a lot of storage. And we told them what we needed. We need some extra place to put all these towels because people that come here for weddings, they use like 70 towels. They had to build a cabinet in the washer-dryer room that then matched the cabinet floors and everything else customized. Same thing with some of the rooms. They're like just barn rooms. Well, not anymore. Now they got closets in there. And again, they made sure, Closets by Design, that the cabinets that they built would match the floor and the rest of the woodwork. That's truly customized. The thing I found most surprising was there wasn't a giant customized price. 40% off plus 15% off. And 18%, 18 months, 0% financing when paid in full. This is really the best way to go if you really want to have more storage that's already in your house. They've been in business for 22 years. They're family run. It's Closets by Design. 1-800-BY-DESIGN. That's closetsbydesign.com.
Subscribe to the Jake and Spike YouTube channel and watch live or later.
142 striking workers in Washington State have collected benefits for the unemployment that they're now entitled to, per law in Washington, worth $506,000.
I'm not crazy about it. I get it that it's great that you're standing up for workers, but there's no risk.
You're voluntarily saying, I'm going to step
I'm stepping away.
Yeah. And I'd like somebody else to pay it. That doesn't seem fair.
Jake and Spike, weekdays noon to 3 on KIRO News Radio.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8157. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-8157. That's 800-575-8157.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Holy smokes!
The On Cruise Adventures Rick Riz Show.
What happened at the ballpark yesterday?
Sparky's sitting on my scorebook here, my cat.
Friday mornings at 8:15 on Seattle's Morning News.
This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Our summertime savings event means 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months, backed by our unbeatable warranties. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today.
Hey, it's Jason Rantz. If your air conditioner is barely hanging on, CM Heating has one of the best offers I've heard this summer. Right now, you can get any size high-efficiency AC system for just $179.99 a month with 0 upfront costs. And here's the game changer. CM Heating's Comfort as a Service program includes lifetime repairs, annual maintenance, and even filters at no additional charge ever. Go to cmheating.com and schedule your free estimate online today.
License number CMHEAHL 751LW.
Jane is a small business owner.
That's right.
And tell them what that's like, Jane.
Yeah, well, it's like a roller coaster with a lot of ups and downs, and some days things can feel like they're flying off the rails.
Yep, it's a lot. But the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business can help you manage it all. With the largest, fastest fiber-powered network designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect. Plus gig speeds with security and equipment included. All with a 5-year price lock.
Nice. So everything stays on track.
Exactly. The Total Solutions Advantage. Get started for just $60 a month for 12 months when you add wireless connect to a qualifying internet package. No one does business like Comcast Business.
Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and automatic payments with bank account required. $60 offer requires 300 meg internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's finally here, and we're kicking it off with a whole lot of free. Free brake pads with Duralast rotors. Free oil filter with 5 quarts of oil. Free Armor All wipes with Armor All glass cleaner, and more. More free, so you can have more summer. Celebrate free at AutoZone. Now through July 27th. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
There are 6 markets you can place your money in. Research suggests it's better to have exposure to all 6 markets. Don't miss a potential opportunity because you didn't strategically diversify your assets. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Request your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing in your portfolio. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
Oh, pleasant. The John Curley Show is brought to you by, well, everybody that you've been listening to for sponsors. What's Joe? What's wrong? What are you pointing to, Andrew?
I'm pointing at Joe.
Why?
And tell him something.
God, I'm sorry. I'm in the middle of a radio show.
I wasn't trying. I was doing
chit chat.
Non-verbal communication.
Yeah, we got to do this. We do this all the time.
Okay, well, it's thrown me off over here. I have to do this story about the guy that we're sick of. Can we agree this is the last time we do the story about this guy?
Yes, and I've actually got.
This is going to suck because it's radio, Joe. You realize that when a man balances 195 rolls of toilet paper on his head for 30 seconds, it's a visual.
It's true. That's true. That's why I'm going to show you some of it.
Oh, this is forcing people that are not listening to the radio, not watching this on YouTube, to suddenly go, oh, I'm going to pull over the side of the road and get online.
That's right. I took that personally. Here's what happened. Back in 2021, right after the great toilet paper shortage, totally normal timing, I broke this record with 101 rolls balanced on my forehead.
32 seconds.
Come on! Yeah!
At the time, the record was 56, so 101 felt pretty great.
Come on! Yes!
But then, someone beat me with 152. And honestly, good for them. For a little while. Because Balancing toilet paper may sound easy until you realize toilet paper is basically engineered to collapse. It's soft, it squishes, it absolutely does not want to support hundreds of its friends.
Spoiler alert, he broke it again.
He broke 152?
Yes. 157, I believe, is the new world record. And
This guy has like 100 and some records or something like that. He's constantly just breaking records whenever he wants to.
Every week. Which
Every week?
It seems like it. But
Yeah.
at least, a few dozen a year.
I think you had the world record for most amount of people doing something. Was it?
I participated in the world record for most T-shirts worn by one person at one time.
I had briefly for about 2 days the most amount of people doing the bunny hop. I think we did it at the Puyallup Fair, and then a couple of days.
Certified?
Yeah, well, we yeah, okay, certified. And then like a couple of days later, they broke it at a World's Fair at a fair somewhere. In I don't know. Some Michigan or something. So we had it just for 3 days. The world, most amount of people doing the bunny hop. Still trying to live off the October 8th, 2000 world record for most amount of water skiers pulled behind one boat, 1 nautical mile. And bad, we failed miserably at that. Wow, was that a bomb? The people came from all over the United States to participate in that thing.
Yes, you had custom built water skis, right?
We had welded, thank you to Nichols Brothers Boat Building, we had welded 2 giant swing arms onto the back of this guy's ferry boat from Alaska. And that guy was like, oh, what? What do they do? Because he wasn't paying much attention. We kept writing him saying, hey, just want to let you know, while Nichols Brothers is working on your boat, you have agreed to allow them to weld these things to the back of your boat. I did what? I didn't agree to that. And the night before he's supposed to do it, he's like, wait a minute, whoa. I don't want my boat used for this. And the attorneys are like, actually, you agreed to. I don't remember that. Oh, yeah.
Did it damage his boat?
Drama. I would say the cavitating and sucking up the milfoil was probably not the best thing for the engine.
What?
Huh?
The what?
Cavitating. It's a jet engine, so it went back, cavitated, and sucked in air, and then it sucked up milfoil. Giant plumes of black smoke pouring out of the top of the thing. Oh, yeah. We got to do traffic. Here's traffic. Nathan.
I thought you called me Charlie. Earlier, you called me Sully. Bellevue to Everett, an hour and 10 minutes, 50 to Linwood. Pretty solid from Bellevue to the Alderwood interchange. Got a little clear patch between 527 and Damson Road. Everett to Marysville, 25 minutes. Scattered backups between Lowell Road and 528. South 5 heading into Seattle. We are struggling bumper to bumper from Northgate Way to Denny Way, where we just cleared our disabled semi. Once you get into the U District, you're pretty much parked. Linwood to Seattle, an hour and 10 minutes. Southbound 99 and alternate route is bumper to bumper from Green Lake to the stadiums. Bellevue to Seattle across the lake, a half hour on I-90, 40 minutes on 520. And the Ballard Bridge is stuck in the up position right now, and we have huge backups heading toward the bridge from all directions. A couple of them northbound backed up to the Magnolia Bridge, and eastbound on Nickerson is packed from 15th through the Fremont Bridge. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate Connors. Let's see. My bad hip was so bad I'd given up running. Couldn't sit in the car for a very long period of time without putting some weird pillow down there. And I kept thinking, well, I got to get surgery. I went to a doctor and said, well, we'll give you a new hip. And I was like, okay. He goes, but you're a little too young for that, so we're going to just wait a couple of years. Just deal with the pain. You'll be okay. Take care of some aspirin, cut down on the inflammation. I was like, there's got to be something else because I want to run again. I don't want to be in pain. Like so many people that had pain in the shoulder, can't sleep a certain way, have given up a whole bunch of their favorite sports, ankle, wrist, knee, whatever keeping you out of the game of life. You possibly have your own solution there in your bloodstream. It's called stem cells, your own stem cells, but in the hands of Dr. Mark Wagner. 20,000 stem cells procedures done by Dr. Mark Wagner. He's at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. He is the guy that helps the people that have bad shoulders, elbows, ankles, wrists, knees, or hips. And you can find out more. If it's right for you, go see Dr. Mark Wagner at drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over Hi, I'm Ursula Voitin from the G and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the G and Ursula YouTube channel.
Summer's here, and it's the perfect time to tell you that Integrity Roofing and Construction has been serving and supporting our Puget Sound communities for 10 years. If your roof is aging, storm damaged, or just ready for an upgrade, now's the perfect time to schedule your free consultation. With products that last longer and perform better, Integrity's team brings full transparency so you know exactly what your home needs before you spend a dime. And Integrity has locations from Issaquah to Sequim to Everett and Gig Harbor. Visit IntegrityRC.com. That's IntegrityRC.com right now. Integrity Roofing and Construction, where doing the right thing matters.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once-yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185, advancedhair.com.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value, and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today, and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour, and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. A perfect game by a Seattle Mariner. It was done by the King.
50 seasons, 50 legends, one unforgettable night. Join the Mariners Saturday, August 8th for 50 season celebration night at T-Mobile Park, presented by Daktronics.
The Mariners are going to play for the American League Championship.
Before the team takes on the Rays, arrive early for the most epic pregame ceremony in Mariners history. You'll witness the biggest gathering of franchise icons ever assembled as the 50 greatest Mariners from across all 5 decades are revealed. From Griffey to the big unit, from Ichiro to Nelson Cruz, and every legend in between, you don't want to miss this once-in-a-lifetime event.
Junior with a 2-run home run. Everybody is going bonkers here in the Kingdom.
Seats are going fast. Get yours at mariners.com/tickets.
At Seattle Children's Hospital, 1 in 3 patient families can't afford the food their kids need to heal. Safeway and Jackson Smith & Jigba are fighting back with the Food First Project. No barriers, just help for families right now. Learn more at Safeway.com.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle.
ABC News, I'm Chuck Sievertson. The Iran wars cost over $37 billion, says Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth to a Senate Appropriations Committee, asking for $87 billion more.
Without these funds, we face critical shortfalls that threaten our ability to also simply pay our service members, rapidly replenish equipment and munitions, and sustain vital operations without disruption.
Hegseth was interrupted by protesters. Democrats pressed him on the war's aims. There's a tornado watch from Delaware to New York City to upstate New York, plus thunderstorms and torrential downpours. Over 2,000 flights canceled. Filling sandbags in New Orleans ahead of tropical storm Bertha. It's about 90 miles southwest of Panama City, Florida, expected to skirt the Gulf Coast into Texas. Justice Department says it's investigating after New Jersey state officials said they had discovered about 6,600 non-citizens had been inadvertently registered to vote. This is ABC News. Lawmakers in the Massachusetts House will have until the end of the month to take up a bill that would address a primary care doctor shortage in the state. There's a war brewing along the southern U.S. border between the Department of Homeland Security and the Catholic Church.
In an attempt to extend the existing border wall, the Trump administration plans to use eminent domain to seize about 14 acres around Mount Cristo Rey, a religious site that draws about 40,000 pilgrims a year.
My team and I are looking at every way possible to stop it.
El Paso Congresswoman Veronica Escobar has filed legislation to stop the seizure of the property.
That doesn't mean that we don't believe there should be border security.
DHS says it has no plans to restrict access to Mount Cristo Rey from the U.S. side of the border. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Federal judges approved a $1.5 billion copyright settlement in which Anthropic will pay thousands of authors about $3,000 per book after using pirated copies of their works to train its AI chatbot Claude. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
At 5:02, we're halfway through our mini heat wave, and it will take a while to cool off tonight. More on that coming up, but first, here's Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
All right, Tim, it's getting busy out there. Let's start with the 1 and 2 lines. They are running behind schedule. We have a power outage that has delayed service right now between Beacon Hill and Tukwila stations. Bellevue to Everett, an hour, 10 minutes. We're struggling today at 50 minutes of Linwood. It is pretty solid from Bellevue all the way to the Alderwood interchange. South 405 now slow between Alderwood and Bothell. South 5 struggling from Northgate Way all the way down into downtown due to an earlier disabled semi that sat there for about 40 minutes. It cleared about 15, 20 minutes ago, but we're still taking you an hour and 10 minutes from Linwood in the downtown, and you're just barely moving through the U District. Southbound 99, bumper to bumper from Green Lake to the stadiums. Bellevue to Seattle across the lake, half hour, actually closer to 40 minutes now on I-90, 40 minutes on 520. Westbound 90 at Island Crest Way, we have a collision blocking the HOV lane. And again, the Ballard Bridge is stuck in the up position this afternoon. It's been stuck for about a half hour now, and we have huge backups all around Magnolia, Queen Anne, Ballard, and the Fremont neighborhoods. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
At 5:03, good evening. I'm Tim Hole. We've now hit 90 degrees here in Seattle, the second time we've hit that mark this year, and we're going to go there again tomorrow. And temperatures will be above average tonight.
It's going to stay in the 70s, in some cases low 80s, well into the evening, into the early overnight in the urban centers around Puget Sound. So really hard to cool off.
That's KIRO 7 meteorologist Morgan Palmer. Just when you wanted to go for a swim, 3 Lake Washington beaches are closed because of high levels of bacteria. KIRO 7's Jake Chapman reports Houghton Beach in Kirkland, Mount Baker Beach in Seattle, and Coulon Beach in Renton are all off limits.
The health department is urging people to stay out of the water in those locations because if you ignore the signs that we have seen at some of these beaches, you could end up paying the consequences. The health department says exposure to this water could cause some serious issues like nausea and vomiting. A cost for staying cool, experts say it's just not worth it.
County health experts say they test most beaches' bacteria levels about once a week and report results within 24 hours. 2 firefighters were injured while battling the fast-moving Lions fire in southeast Washington. Officials say one firefighter suffered heat exhaustion. Another received minor burns, both treated and are expected to recover. The lightning-caused fire near Starbuck has scorched more than 25,000 acres and is 28% contained. Seattle voters will get the final say on a sales tax boost to help pay for transit. Earlier today, the city council voted unanimously to put a measure on the ballot that would double the city's transit sales tax from 0.15% to 0.3% for 10 years. Rob Saka sponsored the measure.
Transit isn't simply about buses or raw service hours or nitty-gritty reports. It's about opportunity. It's about dignity. It's about freedom.
If approved by voters in November, the median household will pay an extra $29 a year. The money would pay for, among other things, more frequent bus service. Boeing is adding to its lead at the Farnborough Air Show with nearly 150 aircraft orders now. The biggest score so far, a 100-plane 737 MAX order from SMBC Aviation Capital. Meantime, Alaska Air Group lost $76 million in the second quarter of this year. The Seattle Times reports the airline cites high fuel costs that force it to cut back on flights in April and May. In the first quarter, Alaska lost $193 million. Before the Iran war broke out, driving up fuel prices, Alaska was predicting a profitable year. It's 5:06 now. Your forecast, partly cloudy and warm overnight with a low 65, hot and hazy 93 tomorrow. That heat advisory until 11 o'clock tomorrow night. Sun and cloud mixed with a chance of showers on Thursday. Cools off to 79. Seattle right now, 91. I'm Tim Hole, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Got it. Here we go with the John Curley Show. By the way, so many of you texted in about our first guest at the very beginning of the show that you're going to play some of that, Joe, just to kind of clear up some of the things that the doctor had said that have enraged some of the listeners.
Do we have answers?
We have answers if they have questions.
Okay, sure.
There we go. Let's say that. All right. Here comes another troublemaker from Future 42, which I found out started in 2022. Basically, the idea was let's get a bunch of people together that believe in free markets, working loosely with Washington Policy Center, but just generally, if we get organized and we inform people as to a free market choice as opposed to a government choice, people will follow along, and then they'll go, hey, I like this, I support this. It's being done, most of the support from Future 42 is from money donations from people that believe in the cause.
Yeah, I mean, the idea is Project 42 is the kind of the head organization. Future 42 is the public-facing entity. Project 42 I refer to as the Venture Fund for Freedom. And
nice.
Donors that are interested in, a different direction than where we've been on a policy front, they give to Project 42, and we do grants to various organizations that are kind of free market oriented, public safety oriented. So we try to fill in the gaps and educate people about policy.
The now smoldering fire that will consume the ballot and all news within a couple of months, the millionaire's tax. For this, if you can defeat this thing, and I'm saying you, I'm talking about free marketers, people that believe that, nobody believes what they're saying in Olympia, that it's not going to affect everybody. What will that do for Future 42 if you were able to snuff this thing out?
Well, I think it proves the concept that if you reach the people in the middle, the people that believe in free markets, they believe in public safety, they want a better future for their kids, that there's a mechanism for them to push back, right? And that just hasn't been there. And so if we're able to do that, it will give people some hope that they need around here. I mean, we all know people that are leaving the state. There's a lot. Contrary to what you hear from folks that say nobody's leaving,
right?
There's a lot of people leaving. And so we want people to stick around and stay in the fight.
So this is going to be a three-legged stool. One of them is going to be the person filling out the ballot. The other one is going to be eventually the next step would be to then vote for people that they think would continue with the idea of free market, good representation in Olympia. And the third, and this is essential, which most people are going to be, it's like taking a test in high school where they gave you the little bottom part for extra credit. People are like, God, I'm going to take a shot at that. I mean, I have no idea what the extra credit is, even though I could use it. And that is voting for somebody in the Washington State Supreme Court.
Yeah.
And as I said to research, I played this with Joe, and Joe fell right into it. So this is where they found that a third of people will leave it blank.
Yeah.
A third of people will choose the person based upon their name. And then a third will be informed, hopefully somewhat informed. And that's the candidate, that's the voter that you want, is to inform those, right? Because the Washington State Supreme Court justice could win with 11 to 15% of the votes. That's it.
Yeah. Dave Larson would be on the Supreme Court if it wasn't for the undervote in 2024. And it mostly came from Eastern Washington.
Describe what undervote is.
People that voted for president, voted for governor, and they just left the Supreme Court ballot blank. Yeah. They didn't fill in a name. And so, that's part of the effort that we formed with Full Court Press, trying to educate the public. We just want people to know who the folks are, and certainly folks that will uphold the Constitution and not try to make policy from the bench.
Doesn't it sort of give a slight odor that one would go, what is that? Light a match. The fact that someone has to you run as a judge, people give the guy money or give the gal money, and then people vote for them.
Yeah, it's really a strange deal because they can't solicit for money. It's a strange deal. But our founders in Washington wanted elected judges. They didn't want them appointed. which is odd because most of the judges in our state were initially appointed either by Inslee or now we have, 2 on the Supreme Court that were appointed by Ferguson.
Do you think it's a better system? So 27 states have the governor appoint. Then some of them, it's the state house nominates. They have a nominating committee, and then the governor appoints from there. Some of them appoint from the legislators. And then 14 of the states just elected. So we're in the elected group of people. And again, to me, they're not allowed to solicit for money, but the money still goes in there. But then you think, well, aren't they? They can't excuse themselves from everything, especially when it comes to union. The union gives so much money to these judges.
Yeah.
And at that point, just go, are you just buying the judge? Because you serve for 6 years, and then you have to retire at the age of 75 or 74, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a real game because, like this year, we've got 2 newly appointed judges. Both of them have deep ties with Bob Ferguson, the governor. I mean, one of them worked with him at K&L Gates. The other one worked directly for him when he was in the AG's office. So it's not even the appearance that it's an unbiased, somebody that's from a pool of folks that have no connection. If you want Bob Ferguson's policies continued, he's picked people that are very familiar with his policy leanings to be on the Supreme Court.
Well, elections have consequences.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
And that's the case. So here we go. We have, 5 spots that are open. This is going to be the most, I think, ever been available for the third that'll leave it blank, the third that'll choose the name.
We're going to dig into that third that'll leave it blank. We got to educate a lot of voters.
Right.
And make your own choice. I mean, it's, there's folks that want a progressive court, and that's basically what we have here. But the polling that we've done says that's not really what folks want. They want a balanced court. And that's not what they perceive that we have.
The Washington State Supreme Court has looked at the income tax issue a number of times. And even though we hear from Jamie Peterson that, that was back in 1933, that was so long ago when they made that decision. Still, it's pretty simple as you look at it. Is property income, can this be taxed? And it has to be taxed equally, right? That's the rule of the whole thing. Now, the Washington Supreme Court was able to do some Humpty Dumpty language somersaults on capital gains tax.
Yes, the Quinn decision, the lipstick on a pig. We'll call it an excise tax, even though 49 other states and the federal government consider it an income tax. We made that up out of whole cloth, and the Supreme Court validated it with a stamp of approval. At least the majority of the judges.
Isn't that a bad sign for anybody that would like to see the state Supreme Court rule that property and income and understanding that this millionaire's tax is illegal?
How dare you say millionaire's tax is an income tax? You just get to keep the first milli free, according to a few folks in Olympia. No, I mean, it's an income tax. They set it up as an income tax. So, it's a bad sign. So, I mean, I think the two work in tandem. There's the initiative that people can, make a decision at the ballot box on whether they want an income tax. But it really is going to be dependent on who's in the Supreme Court to either uphold that with the initiative, or if it doesn't pass, to make a decision on the unconstitutional lawsuit that's moving forward.
Looking at the folks that are going to be showing up for this thing, do you think you have a chance if it does go before the court? Do you think that the people that are already in there, so the 5 will get in place, do you have enough support, or do you think you'd have to win all those 5 spots?
I think that's unrealistic, and that expectation isn't. That's not going to happen. You're not going to flip 5 spots on the court. I just don't think that's going to happen. But I think if folks decide they want to recast the court so that it's more balanced and there's 2 or 3, maybe that gives a little more backbone to some folks that are already on the court. There's folks that I know on that court that I've worked with that I don't think are captured progressives. I think they're being kind of drug along by the progressive that are already there. So you find a few more folks that vote more down the middle. I think you might give a spine to some other folks on the court to not always be far left on their decisions.
I didn't know, Steve Gordon, you were involved with Full Press.
Full court press? Yeah.
I love full court press.
Yeah, well, it was that's one of the things that through Project 42 we said, hey, similar to what we've done for recruiting for legislative candidates and municipal candidates through League of Our Own, we should have something that specializes in judicial candidates. Now, we had no idea we were going to catch the car and have 5 races this year. That's crazy. But, not all the judges that are running are associated with that. And that's fine. We just, we wanted to bring in some balance to the candidate pool.
Explain the dystopian world that we live in and how the judges get elected. Joe and I talked about this a couple times on the air. So often it's the defense attorneys that give the support. So they write them up and they love them and they give them the money. And they often run unopposed.
Yes. Well, and it's interesting that.
And this is for the judges.
Yeah. And like Indivisible Tacoma. So Indivisible is like a nationwide network. They were the ones behind the No Kings protest, right?
Yeah.
All of the sitting judges are endorsed and proudly endorsed by Indivisible and display that on their website. Indivisible is they're one step from DSA.
Yeah.
Now these are supposed to be balanced arbiters of justice in our state, and they're being proudly endorsed by a really radical far left group. That doesn't seem like a fair and balanced treatment of the law. And so there's one side that's very active, and it's trial lawyers and it's far left folks, and they get their day to make their case to the public as well. We're just trying to provide a little different alternative to that and a different perspective.
I'm surprised. I was reading, it was 10 days after George Floyd's death there, that they wrote, I think it's Mary Lou, right, who's now retired, that she said after that she was getting in her car and another judge walked by, rolled down the window, and they said, we need to do something about this. So they wrote a letter and they all signed the letter. Yeah. And they basically they didn't come right out and say, we don't want to be a colorblind, court. So then they included race in just about everything that they did.
It was in the capital gains decision, which is I don't know how you introduce that to the capital gains decision, but it was in the decision that the Chief Justice Stevens wrote. That was her majority decision. She's on the ballot, so expect that kind of ruling on the income tax if she's writing the majority decision. So that's why we got to get a few other folks elected that have a different perspective.
It was 10 days after his death, so there was no evidence, there was no trial, but we had our Supreme Court justices deciding that they had to start to act.
Yeah.
And some of their actions have drawn the attention of Clarence Thomas and Alito, pointing out that this is you're not equal justice under the law, and the bias is present. This is from the Washington State Supreme Court justice. A friend of mine, who I won't say his name on the air, attended a Spokane big conference. And the judges were up at the dais, and one had said that it's important that when it comes to sentencing, we take the race of the individual, the defendant, into consideration. And people applauded. And my buddy said, at that point, I realized I have to get out of this business.
Yeah, we're supposed to be a colorblind society legally. That's kind of been part of the whole effort when it came to civil rights, is to, even that out. And now we're deciding that we need to reintroduce that. And I think it's just unhealthy, I think, for society. But, again, if that's what the will of the voters, then we get what we vote for.
The fact that so few will not vote, so many will not vote, and such a small percentage will be in there. Is it possible to turn the state of Washington in a different direction? You hear from Todd Myers from Washington Policy Center said, our biggest disadvantage is funding. The unions take taxpayers' dollars and they fund all their political campaigns. They fund anything that they need to do. They automatically get the checks to them every single month. And I said to Myers one time, this is a long time ago, how does a Republican ever win in the state of Washington? Could you ever get a Republican governor in there? He said, well, one way, if we were a right-to-work state, which good luck with that, right? That's never going to happen. A really meteor tough. Flies down, right? Yeah. No, none of that's going to happen. So then it would have to be, at what point do you get at least some balance? And I have a problem. I don't have a problem with people on the left, people on the right, but it's nice to have balance, right? Rather than having a trifecta state. Because when you see states, and that happens with Republicans, where they own everything. They got the governor, they got the Senate, they got the House, and then they also have the Justice Department. They have the courts. So it locks in. It's not healthy.
No, it's a mirror image, whether it's on the left or the right. When you control all the levers, you introduce bias, you introduce a lot of gamesmanship. That's just not healthy in our body politics. So, for us to change things here, I think a couple things. they have an inherent advantage. The SEIU 775, the WEEA, the WFSE, they play an outsized role in every campaign. They fund everything. And they skim off the top of every employee's check to build up their ballot fund. So they don't even have to fundraise. They've got it already in the bank.
We have like $150 million offer.
There's $150 million that is their revenue level, and then they can dedicate part of that to their ballot effort. So they don't even have to fundraise. They've already got it in the bank when the campaign starts, which is why they could drop $50 million on us in 2024 with the ballot initiatives. So to level that out, we need for two things. We need a revolt of the sane middle. And I'm starting to talk to a lot more Democrats that are, Gregoire Locke Democrats that are saying, hey, where we're going is not healthy. And I think more people recognize it. And the other thing is that the small and mid-sized businesses need to stand up for themselves. They're going to have to write some checks to even the playing field, or we don't have a chance. And that's who the people we want to appeal to, is the people that have their name on the side of the building.
Brian Hayward was in here just last week, and he told me that when they were going to work on the Climate Commitment Act, he said he had people that were in the oil and gas business going, we don't like this idea. And Brian's like, well, then say something. And they're like, whoa, no. If we say something, it's going to be even worse. They
were very much afraid of what would be coming down the pike if they did anything. And I think he kind of had the same thing with the millionaire's tax. The larger businesses, the C Corps, don't have to pay this. And they're remarkably silent on this. And so it'd be nice to get them engaged, because they're next on the menu. Right now it's going after S Corps and pass-through companies. So that's family businesses, that's family farms that are going to have to pay this. And what's ironic, I was talking to a small business owner just last week. She was saying, this is crazy. Everybody got all ginned up about all the big corporations. It's Starbucks and Amazons and Microsofts. We hate those guys, right? Yeah. They don't have to pay. Yeah. It's the small mom and pop businesses, and they're bigger than mom and pops, but it's the family business enterprises that are the ones that are going to have to pay this tax. And so they've weaponized the animus towards big corporations and put it right on the front doorstep of every small family business in the state.
Oh, but don't forget, they're going to give you you don't have to pay taxes on shampoo, conditioner, and diapers, which is a savings of $15 a year.
Yeah.
And then they're going to reduce the B&O tax.
For a $300,000 gross revenue business, that basically pays somebody's salary and not even the release on their office. Come on, good for them. Great, that's fantastic. They shouldn't have been in the pool to begin with, but that's not the larger businesses that make up our state and employ a lot of people.
So if my business is grossing $2 million a year, so I get a break on the B&O tax?
No, you don't get it. That it's only $300,000 and less. And I think it steps up.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so it steps up to, I think, $600 or $650.
By the way, if your revenue is $300,000, by the time you get all the way to the bottom, you basically have bought yourself a job.
Think about that in Seattle. You're working for yourself at that point.
Right. And you're making if you're
probably working out of your house.
And you're making, if you tie it all in there, you're like probably $18 an hour. But hey, it's my own business.
Yeah. And everybody has to start somewhere. Right. Bless them.
Look at you.
Yeah, I know.
Whatever the hell that means.
Anybody can succeed, right? Look at this.
You're too tan. I don't trust you anymore, Steve Gordon. I like the paler.
As I'm working outside all day, man. I'm pounding rocks. Laying down pavement. And,
Mr. Lake Taps. All right.
Easy.
Yeah, get out of here. I think you probably have some emails to attend to. Here comes Nate checking traffic. Nate, hi.
Lake Washington Windows and Doors has the update. Bellevue to Everett, we're down to 1 hour. Still solid from Bellevue to Alderwood. Seattle to Everett, 45 minutes. Slow from Northgate through Linwood. South 405 slows between Alderwood and Bothell. Then once you get into Bellevue, it's real heavy. South 405 bumper to bumper from 520 through Factoria. Then it thins out as you head into Renton. Plan on a 40-minute trip between Bellevue and Renton. Linwood to Seattle, we've improved to 50 minutes. Got a thick backup from Northgate Way all the way to I-90. Southbound 99, you're jam-packed at Green Lake to the stadiums. Over to Mercer Island, westbound 90, just past North Mercer Way. Still dealing with a crash in the HOV lane. That's got you backed up all the way to 405. And out in Ballard, the Ballard Bridge is back open following about a 40-minute closure due to a mechanical issue that had the draw span stuck in the up position. That closure created massive backups throughout Ballard, Fremont, Magnolia, and Queen Anne, and they're still there. Save big during July. Buy 3 windows or doors and get 1 free from Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Plus, make no payments for 12 months. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear G and Ursula, weekdays 9 to noon.
Me personally, Ursula, shorts in the workplace should not happen. There's no way.
It's a bridge too far for you.
Put some pants on.
What if everyone in the office building is wearing shorts or very casual attire? If you're like so buttoned up and everyone else is casual, including the boss, I think you might be taking it too far.
Subscribe to the G and Ursula Show on YouTube and watch live or later. This is a test of your emergency alert system.
If you're over 62 and the rising cost of living is putting pressure on your budget, listen carefully. I'm Steve Teitler, owner of Best Mortgage. I hear from seniors all the time who love their home, want to stay in it, but are worried about how far their money will go. Property taxes are up, insurance is up, monthly bills keep rising, and some of them still have a mortgage payment. A reverse mortgage could help by eliminating that mortgage payment, paying off debts, and giving you more room in your monthly budget. Now, let me say this, it's not right for everyone, but for the right person, it can make a real difference. When you call Best Mortgage, you work directly with me for a free consultation. I'll explain how it works, answer your questions, and tell you honestly whether it fits your needs. If you're 62 or older and want to learn more about staying in your home with less financial stress, call me today, 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage. Honest advice you can trust. 425-649-6000.
Don't wait. Insulate. Last year, American Crawl Space and Pest Services gave over $2 million in insulation rebates from PSE, more than any provider in the state. If your home was built before 1990, you're eligible for recouping up to 95% of insulation replacement costs. Insulate with American Crawl Space and keep your home warm during the winter and cool during the summer.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Right now is the perfect time to save some money. And one of the easiest ways to save, take the First Mark Challenge. Molly and I took the First Mark Insurance Challenge, and we saved thousands of dollars the first year with First Mark Insurance. And we've been saving ever since. Here's how. First Mark Insurance works for you, not one insurance company. They compare rates and coverage from dozens of the top-rated carriers. Then they go to work to find you the right coverage at the lowest possible price for your needs. And when you need them, well, you'll talk to a real person who knows you and is there to help you. That's the kind of world-class service that has kept us with First Mark year after year after year. Take the First Mark Challenge today. It costs you nothing. There's no obligation, and you'll find out just how much money you could be saving every single month. You could be the next First Mark Challenge victory. They've had over 11,000 of them. Simply go to firstmarkinsurance.com. What are you waiting for? Your savings? They start tomorrow. Firstmarkinsurance.com. That's firstmarkinsurance.com.
Jane is a small business owner.
That's right.
And tell them what that's like, Jane.
Yeah, well, it's like a roller coaster with a lot of ups and downs, and some days things can feel like they're flying off the rails.
Yep, it's a lot. But the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business can help you manage it all. With the largest, fastest fiber-powered network designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect. Plus gig speeds with security and equipment included. All with a 5-year price lock.
Nice. So everything stays on track.
Exactly. The Total Solutions Advantage. Get started for just $60 a month for 12 months when you add wireless connect to a qualifying internet package. No one does business like Comcast Business.
Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and automatic payments with bank account required. $60 offer requires 300 meg internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
For 250 years, Americans have believed in one powerful idea, that we are meant to live free. Free to work hard, free to move, free to enjoy life without being held back. But if the natural effects of aging are slowing you down, it might be time to declare your independence from aging. John Curley here. Longevity Medical Clinic has been treating the undesirable effects of aging for nearly 30 years. They have more clinical experience with actual patient care than any longevity practice in the country. I've been a patient for 17 years. Wow, time flies when you got a lot of energy. I don't know where I'd be today without longevity. Longevity Medical Clinic was started so people can get back to living life on their own terms, walking, working, exercising, and enjoying the moments that matter most. This year, as we celebrate 250 years of American independence, take a stand for your own freedom. Get your free health analysis at Longevity Medical Clinic. Find out more at lmclinic.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening. It's 5:30. I'm Tim Hull. Here's what's happening in Thurston County. Deputies are sharing a heartbreaking reminder about the dangers of leaving children in a running vehicle. Shortly after noon today, a car parked outside a home on 93rd Avenue Southwest in Tumwater caught fire with 3 children inside. A 12-year-old pulled a toddler to safety, then ran for help, but by the time their father returned, flames had engulfed the vehicle. Despite desperate rescue efforts, a 5-month-old baby died. Investigators are still working to determine what caused that fire. Seattle Kraken CEO Todd Leiweke is sending a warning that more Washington business leaders are looking to move out of the state. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports he's calling on lawmakers to do something before it's too late.
Leiweke told an audience at the recent Economic Future Solutions Summit he's never seen Washington's business community as worried as it is today. He warned the state could face a business exodus and credit rating downgrades if lawmakers continue raising taxes and increasing spending instead of balancing the budget.
I do know a lot of people who own businesses, and I am shocked at how many are leaving. And we can say it doesn't matter and goodbye. It does matter.
Leiweke, a lifetime Democrat, says he supports the millionaire's tax, but it's time for lawmakers to wake up and create a fiscal plan that works. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Seattle City Light customers will pay more starting next year. Earlier today, the City Council unanimously approved back-to-back 9.5% rate increases for 2027 and 2028.
However, even with these rate increases, Seattle still has one of the lowest electrical utility rates of any major city in the United States.
At City Council member Deborah Juarez, the average monthly residential customer will pay about $10 more a month. The utility says the increases are needed to upgrade aging infrastructure and meet growing demand for electricity. That vintage Los Angeles Lakers jacket sold for nearly $90,000 at auction yesterday. Portland teenager Quinn Brown found it at a Goodwill store. It was later authenticated as the jacket once worn by Wilt Chamberlain.
I'm obviously happy. $90,000 is pretty good.
Yeah.
I was hoping it would go higher. I'm a little surprised sitting there the last 5 minutes. It didn't really get any bids. So that was a little disappointing, but still a lot of money, especially since I only spent $3.
That's Quinn Brown on the Jake and Spike Show here on KIRO News Radio. He says he plans to invest all of his proceeds from the auction. And if you have a raccoon enthusiast on your holiday shopping list and you know where we're going with this, here is an idea for you. The National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum will produce limited edition bobbleheads of Jimothy. They'll go for $30 and it'll ship out in December. 5:34 now. Let's get a check on traffic with Nate.
It's busy. Harborstone Credit Union has the update. Here are some of our bigger issues. Bellevue to Everett has improved to 50 minutes, but it's still solid from Bellevue to Alderwood. Seattle to Everett at 40 minutes. You're slow from Shoreline, right there at 145th and Shoreline through Linwood. Everett to Marysville, 15 minutes. Linwood to Seattle is a 40-minute commute. We've got a hefty backup from Northgate down to I-90. Southbound 99 jam-packed from Green Lake to the stadiums. Northbound 99 heavy through that downtown tunnel. North 5 bumper to bumper at the Michigan curve to the Ship Canal Bridge. Plan on a half hour to get through this. South 405 in Bellevue is bumper to bumper from 520 through Factoria. And then things thin out as you head into Renton. It's about 40 minutes from Bellevue into Renton. On Mercer Island, westbound 90 just past North Mercer Way. A crash takes up your HOV lane. That's got you backed up to 405. It's a half-hour trip on I-90 between Bellevue and Seattle. Westbound 520, bumper to bumper across the lake to I-5, 45 minutes from Bellevue. Earn up to $30 a month just for using your Harborstone PNW Cashback debit card. Open your free checking account online today at harborstone.com/cash. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Partly cloudy and warm overnight tonight with a low of 65. Tomorrow, hot and hazy, 93. Sun mixed with clouds and a chance of showers on Thursday. It cools off to 79. It's 91 right now in Seattle. I'm Tim Hole, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Teeny, look at Teeny dancing. Teeny, why don't you just hit that button and spin the wheel, the Wilcox Family Farm Eggs recipe wheel. All the names of all the players showing up red, white, and blue as each one of the turns of the wheel, displaying which one of us will get a chance to do the whole lands on me. I'm going to go Texas omelet. Or whatever it's called. Yum! There you go. Can you do the voice, like, try to make your voice sound like Teeny's?
Yum.
Yum!
Yum.
Yum!
Yum.
Okay, good enough. Texas omelet. That's
Stop.
okay. Fine. Thank you, Teeny. That's in the book. That's an omelet and Texas omelet.
Yum!
Okay, nicely. Good job, everybody. Good. All righty. My buddy Joel just wrote, John, disabled and gay. Where do you find these guests? And you were a bit rude, maybe. Tara thinks you were awesome, though. Okay, Joel. Well, screw you. That's a text that came in just a little while ago. Apparently upset by the guests that we had on. Here's what happened. I said to Joe this morning, everybody was running around. Joe texted me around 10 o'clock. They're having a big meeting of the minds to figure out, like, how to continue to keep this Jiminy thing going. Right?
Oh, yeah. Our every morning, our news team has a meeting. It's about 9:45, and all 12 of them and a couple of the digital producers get together, and they toss around what the biggest stories of the day are, what's going to be written up later, what's already written, what other outlets are doing, what's going national, what's local.
We never get involved. I always say, should we go over there and get involved? You're like, no, don't do it.
No,
don't do
Spike does. He invites himself to the meeting, and he goes over there, and he creeps in, and he listens.
And you wrote, the news team and Spike currently having a meeting brainstorming ways to hop on the Jiminy bandwagon.
Oh, you should have heard Sully. He's just like, well, we get him into the choke point. We can do the Jimothy. Your tires are going to benefit from or Jimothy and Jimothy.
He was really working it.
Oh, he was going for it even after the meeting.
Conduit, and I'm glad to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, guys.
We were going to let it go. Yeah. And then I thought, let's just college try on this. You didn't go to college, did you?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah. So it was a non-college try. So I looked up online, Instagram, and a couple other things. I found this lady's Facebook page explaining that she is doing therapy and she believes that all of us have a Jimothy in all of us. And we need to get in touch with that, let it out, because right now is a time because everyone is very open to all of your shortcomings.
That's right.
Like compacted spine or whatever that raccoon has. So Dr. Karen Seward on what makes the raccoon special.
I'm very happy to talk about why Jimothy is not just getting the awards and things like that, but he is actually helping people heal.
Helping them heal. How is that, doctor, that the raccoon is doing that?
So I think, John, we all know that everyone inside is crippled, right? This
is the other thing. Most people don't use that word anymore. I was going to correct her. I don't know what former Yugoslavian country she's from, so we just let her go. Okay, hang on.
The raccoon is crippled, Jimothy. I mean, but he doesn't know he's crippled. He doesn't know he's gay.
And at that point, I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. Here we go. Going to Cuckoo Town. Here we go.
He doesn't know certain things. And you ask, oh, why do you say he's gay? I say, well, he's way too cute not to be gay, right? And also, the Jimothy, what a name. I mean, why not name him a little more boy-like, Jim Tim or Tim Jim or something like that. So we all have this feeling in us that we are not quite enough, and that if we can be perfect, everyone then will give us college degree, Mariners game, bobblehead, all of this. But in fact, it is Jimothy who is imperfect that is getting the attention. So we should just be ourselves, be a Jimothy for a day or two.
Ah, okay. Which one? You have two more left here. Which one you like better? Accept what makes you different, or her course?
That's a little longer. Just go into her course.
She has a course.
Yeah.
She's responding quickly to the market that she's come up with a course on this.
Right.
You, by the way, you're having a 3-day course on finding the Jimothy within you. It says on the website, it's a 3-day course. It's $217. And then...
per day.
What?
Per day.
Per day?
Just to get it right. Yeah, it's a per day. Yes, it's $217 per day.
That you... a black Jimothy mask will be provided for $43.
You got to wear it for 3 days. It's got to be good quality.
And she went on to explain that everyone is asked to get on the ground and pick up one of your legs and then move towards everyone else that's seated. And then they all say something nice about you as you are contorting your spine in such a way, and then coming there, and then they're encouraging your mistakes in a way. She went on to also say that it's important for us to also prepare for what she sees as a fast approaching death, crushed under the tires of a car.
Or she predicted he might overdose on heroin.
Or overdose on heroin. I don't know where she got that from.
Well, he could lick something off the ground with fentanyl on it,
That's
in
exactly
this town.
Right.
That does happen.
Yeah, she said torn apart by dogs, or squished, crushed flat on the road by a car, and that we need to get ready for his death as well. Like, all right, there you go. No one else has that story.
No, absolutely not.
All right. Andrew, did you learn anything in that?
Oh, so much. I learned so much in that interview.
Okay, good. You got a bad attitude. You do. You better check your attitude at the door, young man.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, you better check your attitude. Nathan, he better check his attitude?
Yeah, check that attitude.
Check it.
Yeah.
Check it.
Check it.
Check it.
Before I wreck it.
Yeah, check traffic.
What is the show today?
Linwood to Seattle, back up to 50 minutes. We're bumper to bumper from North Gateway to I-90, and now a number of streets are jammed up waiting to get onto I-5, namely through the U District in Green Lake. Southbound 99 is jam-packed from Green Lake to the stadiums where your Mariners have a 6:40 game tonight. Northbound I-5, bumper to bumper between the Michigan Curve and Ship Canal Bridge, half hour to get through this. Crossing the lake from Bellevue to Seattle, 35 minutes on 520. You're bumper to bumper from 92nd all the way over to I-5. It's just 25 minutes on I-90. Once we cleared that crash near Island Crest Way on Mercer Island, that opened things up and is pretty wide open after you get past Bellevue Way into Seattle. South 405, though, is thick from 520 through Factoria before things thin out. 40 minutes from Bellevue into Renton, and everywhere else starting to thin out. North 405 still pretty thick, though, in South Center through the Renton S-curves. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Nate Connors, over the age of 50, don't want to wear readers or glasses or contacts anymore, concerned about a cataract. Is that you? Well, the good news is K2 Vision RLE. That's refractive lens exchange. And the good doctors there that have done more than 150,000 of these procedures are just waiting for you and your eyes. Because when my story 6 years ago when I had to go to another pair of glasses, and every year I was getting another pair of glasses, I really liked my optometrist. And he's like, yeah, well, cover your right eye, cover left, better. I'm like, every year I'm in here. It's like another $400 or something. There's got to be another way, I said. So there is. RLE, refractive lens exchange. So I start doing a little work around the old Googleating machine. I find there's a bunch of different doctors. I thought, I'm going to check these guys out over here at K2 Vision. I meet Dr. Kopstein. Here's what sold me. He said, listen, I'm not going to do this unless it's going to have a great result. I'll tell you to come back in 10, 15, or 20 years. I was like, that guy, I trust this guy. He's done more than 100,000 of them. K2VisionRLE.com. Let's get rid of the readers and glasses. K2VisionRLE.com.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear Jake and Spike. Weekdays noon to 3.
Well, this weekend, Jimothy ran in the salmon run, and
and I wish
Mariner Marketing had taken just a couple more minutes or hours. For what? Give us a better Jimothy.
The Jimothy costume is not perfect.
It was lacking.
What would you have them do?
I have them build a real costume.
Yeah, it didn't look great.
It didn't look great. It was a guy in a mask.
Watch live or later. Subscribe to the Jake and Spike YouTube channel.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
The Boeing Classic welcomes the world's greatest golf legends to the Pacific Northwest, August 14th through the 16th at the club at Snoqualmie Ridge. Watch Masters champions and Golf Hall of Famers compete for a $2.3 million purse at the only PGA Tour champion stop in the region. Bring the whole family and make sure to check out the Seahawks Village, packed with fun for all ages. Tickets start at just $20 and kids get in free. Visit BoeingClassic.com to get yours today.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185, advancedhair.com.
Most of us are one good deal away from finally replacing that worn-out rug, fixing up the backyard, or getting the bedroom we actually want. Good news, that deal's almost here. Wayfair's Black Friday and July sale. Get up to 80% off area rugs and up to 60% off outdoor and bedroom furniture. Shop Wayfair's huge selection of styles and find the piece to fit your style, budget, and space. Plus, free shipping. Black Friday in July ends July 27th. Shop today at wayfair.com.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales Event going on right now through Sunday, August 2nd. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales Event going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Anthony Hamilton with Tony, live in the Tulalip Amphitheater, Thursday, September 10th. Tickets are on sale now. Details at TulalipCasino.com.
The John Curley Show mailbag is brought to you by Advanced Hair Restoration.
Okay, no music, right? We got to get to this. Sorry. Oh, go ahead, Andrew. Bad attitude tonight. That's it? Okay, we're going to
double music.
Take care of all the rest. Here we go.
Yeesh. Bill in Lake Stevens says, this is on, what was it called, the heat pump?
Yes.
He said it's because cooling is removing heat, not adding cooling. There's no such thing as cold.
Oh.
Cold is just a description of less heat energy. Duh.
Thank you, Bill. Bill Lake Stevens.
I didn't know that.
Kendall in the 360 says, why was Nate so offended that John called him Sully? He doesn't want to be a conduit? I don't think I called him Sully.
Well, you did, but I'm not offended. I would. That's one of the greatest honors to be called Sully.
It is.
I'm your conduit, and I'm glad to do it.
Nice. All right, thank you.
Jeff and Puyallup
In
says...
fact, from now on, let's all call each other Sully.
Okay. Jeff and Puyallup says, hey, John, I'm confused. You were talking about how corrupt FIFA was, and I thought you were talking about Sound Transit.
The only difference is there is no difference. Lisa in Chelan says, Project Red Card. Why not clean up Seattle, folks, year-round? Feds and local only clean up the criminals when you have visiting fans.
You read the next one, too.
Left-handers are more discriminated against than any racial minority. Really?
Tina in the 425 says, Curly, I'm a lefty, too. I also process thoughts with both sides of my brain. I'm proud to have just about anything in common with you.
All right, thank you. Welcome, Tina. 425 on explosive diarrhea. This would have never happened at Wilcox Farms if they grew lettuce.
Nice.
True words never spoken. Thank you, 425. Or may I call you Sully? Go ahead.
Nice. Biscuit from Everett says, John, your hypothetical Judge Sullivan has a brogue and a nose with broken capillaries. Does KIRO Sullivan also have these features?
Not yet.
I'm your conduit.
Thank you. Dr. Karen Seward. Doug from Puyallup says, wait, that raccoon is gay?
Apparently. Lena in the 425 says, John, you're usually impenetrably matter of fact, but I think you've met your match. That was wild.
425 is a listener for the past 12 years, and its 306 segment needed to go into the Hall of Fame of Curly Show along with the Chris Man Panties. Oh, the guy from grade school interview. Wow.
Oh, speak of the devil, Chris Sullivan. That doctor, in quotes, has removed all of my crippling pain, except for my brain. I'll get this one, too.
Okay.
Braden in Snohomish, this is, by the way, play-by-play of that interview.
Okay.
He says, who is this lady? I don't like her very much. It's not that deep. Oh, wait, she's profiting off Jimothy. It makes sense now. This is crazy. This has to be staged. Wow.
Kitsap Paul says, what the heck? She's a doctor up. Sounds like a doctor of BS.
Glenn in SeaTac says, Jimothy needs a lawyer. Where are all the royalties for animal rescue? Someone is making a killing.
42253, this woman is nuts.
45, thank you so much for that, lady. Oh, my God, it's been a while since I smiled like that.
All right, there we go.
And now it is time
Wow,
for
look
the
at all
word
these
of
letters
the
left
day.
over.
That's not even half of them.
Jeez.
This comes to us from 206, who's a first-time listener, first-time texter, long-time listener.
Welcome.
First-time, long-time.
Welcome. Thanks for typing.
What was that website the Jimothy doctor was pushing? I've got to see it. I could not understand what she said the website was. I tried rewinding multiple times on YouTube, but John's laugh got me losing it with the child actors and the heroine. Can you repeat it, please?
We'll get that for you.
Put it on the website.
We'll get that up for you right away.
That's all she wrote. That's all she wrote.
Oh, yeah.
No more.
Didn't write no more.
Okay.
Yeah. She left the gloom hanging.
Self-hate, and then you list like how the world is open.
I don't realize that we can see, for instance, I can see part of you, John, that is crippled.
Here's Sully checking traffic.
Linwood to Seattle just went back up to 1 hour. We're bumper to bumper from Northgate Way to I-90, and now a number of streets are jammed up waiting to get onto I-5, namely through the U District and the Green Lake neighborhoods. Southbound 99 jam-packed from Green Lake to the stadiums, again where your Mariners have a 6:40 game. Northbound 99 bumper to bumper through the downtown tunnel. Now North 5 into Seattle, we're still packed from the Michigan Curve to the Ship Canal Bridge. It's about a half hour to get through this. Over to the east east side, South 405 still jam-packed from 520 through Factoria. Plan on a half hour from Bellevue into Renton. Seattle to Federal Way, we've cleared out here. Southbound 167 is cleared out in the north end. Still slow between Algona and Sumner. And at the King-Pierce County line, both directions of I-5 are slow between Fife and State Route 18. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear G and Ursula, weekdays 9 to noon.
Me personally, Ursula, shorts in the workplace should not happen. There's no way.
It's a bridge too far for you.
Put some pants on.
What if everyone in the office building is wearing shorts or very casual attire? If you're like so buttoned up and everyone else is casual, including the boss, I think you might be taking it too far.
Subscribe to the G and Ursula Show on YouTube and watch live or later.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Step inside and let the excitement take you places. This is Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the ultimate spot for action that reaches incredible heights, luxury that knows no bounds, and live entertainment that always thrills. It's all at one incredible destination. So when you look for the best, look nowhere else. Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the biggest and best in the Northwest. Muckleshoot.
They call this one Bill.
Whoa, aliens? Am I in a spaceship?
Affirmative, Bill.
What's with the laser saw?
Relax. We are cutting our bill in half.
What?
An Xfinity mobile transmission says you can cut your bill in half.
Oh, your mobile bill, not me, Bill.
Ah. Xfinity Mobile also says we can try it free for a year. Free.
Yes, with no commitment. Can we put the saw away?
I am reluctant. But we will find another being to bisect.
That's not sci-fi. It's Xfinity Mobile. Xfinity Internet members cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings compares one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees, extra. $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
Tune in to Elevate Your Wealth. If you're 5 to 10 years from retirement, you do not have the time to deal with a market downturn. With Mark Stimson and Casey Elkins.
It's important that you know what the rules are, because if you don't, you can make some tremendous decisions that could adversely affect you, and you may not be able to go back and fix them.
Tune in to Elevate Your Wealth, Saturdays at 11 a.m., right here on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
Les Schwab Tires has always believed that taking care of people is the right thing to do. Today, that means more than trusted service. It means delivering real value, too. That's why we're lowering prices on hundreds of tires without changing the service and expertise you've always counted on. Consumer Reports named Les Schwab the best tire retailer for 2026. We'll keep working every day to earn your trust. See leschwab.com.